Well, it's the final game of the regular season for the Toronto Maple Leafs in the Intercounty Baseball League. The Brantford Red Sox, who's the opponent tonight, they've still got a couple more to try and finish out their regular season strong. For the Toronto Maple Leafs, lots at stake tonight. The 7th place spot in the Intercounty Baseball League is not yet locked up, and they played this team just last night in a game they lost against the Brantford Red Sox, which makes this game all the more important as we bring in Zach Benoit here.
Yeah, and you know, when you look at the Maple Leafs in the 7th spot, it's going to be interesting. They got to win. I think every player understands that. Obviously, last night against Brantford wasn't the game that they were hoping for. Things just didn't go their way, but today you come out, you just got to win. Come out here and get the W.
So here's the situation right now. The Toronto Maple Leafs and Kitchener Panthers. This is very interesting at the bottom of the Intercounty Baseball League standings. Right now, the Maple Leafs have half a game above the Kitchener Panthers, but the Panthers have a half game, or they have a game at hand against the Maple Leafs. They've got a tough schedule coming up, but right now, I mean, the standings are really close at the bottom. A win for the Toronto Maple Leafs does not necessarily mean they are in, but it makes things a whole lot easier for the Maple Leafs to try and qualify.
In the regular season, make some noise.
Yeah, and you need to just kind of look at this way as, you know, Kitchener, obviously, they have the tiebreaker on the Maple Leafs, and right now, everything is in the Kitchener Panthers' hands. If they go out and they win their next 2 games, it doesn't matter. They take over that 7th spot. Toronto falls down to 8, but the Maple Leafs, all they can do right now is put the pressure on the Panthers, and it's not going to be easy. You just got to kind of hope that you're able to hold off the Panthers' push here, because, again, a first-round matchup between Welland and London. Yes, they're 2 really good teams, but, you know, I think the majority of teams would rather play the London Majors over the Welland Jackfish.
Yeah, the big thing is that the Toronto Maple Leafs do not have the tiebreaker over the Kitchener Panthers. That's why they got to be clean ahead of them. So a Maple Leaf win tonight and a Kitchener Panther tonight, that would be the perfect world. That would mean that the Maple Leafs clinch their 7th place spot, but the magic number is still 2. This is kind of magical here. The Toronto Maple Leafs walking into the field. This is Field of Dreams night, so these are not the uniforms that the players are going to be wearing during the game, but they had the shirts and the special logos made up for tonight's game. They had the corn in center field that they came in and walked through. Zach, I know you really like that, and this is a cool look that the Maple Leafs got going right now.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time, and I think, you know, a lot of these players, they understand final regular season game, final home game of the year. Just come out here and try to give something back to the fans. It's been an up and down year, to say the least, for the Maple Leafs, but I think they would like to end the regular season on a high note, go into the playoffs riding a hot streak.
So really cool to see the Maple Leafs coming in with their Field of Dreams uniforms on, and a nice little intro for the final game of the regular season for Toronto. So, a little bit of history on the line. Last night, Ryan Dos Santos, he got a walk, which means he has 44, which ties Bill Bykowski's single-season walk record back in 1988. Dos Santos came into this season not really thinking that this was something that was going to happen, not really trying to do it, but boy, 1 game left, and things are an interesting spot for him to try and break the record, not just tie it.
Yeah, and it's a moment of history, right? That's a record that stood since 1988, like you said, and, you know, not only would he break the league record, but he would also break the Maple Leafs record. Bill Bykowski, former Maple Leaf, and a lot of those Maple Leaf players are always the ones that are holding the records, and Ryan Dos Santos a chance to, you know, etch his name there. And, you know, I talked to him a little bit earlier today about it. Said, you know, how do you feel? What do you think about it? And he's like, maybe I'm gonna swing at the first pitch of the game. that was his take. But, you know, a lot of the words he's gotten is, oh, take till you get 2 strikes type thing. You know, obviously the players know that he's on the verge of breaking that record, so they want to see it broken. But it should be really interesting.
So this was the moment last night when Ryan Dos Santos tied Bill Bykowski with 44 walks.
Full count, 3-2. That one off the plate. The margins razor thin here for Connor Irvin, and he couldn't quite make them work. Going to walk the second base runner to open up the 5th.
You got to take what comes to you, right? So, like, honestly, at this point, I'm not thinking about the record or looking for walks, right? But if I get into a 3-ball count and pitches away, I'm going to take it for ball 4, right? So any way I can contribute to help my team win is kind of the main focus. So, I mean, if I get the record, that'd be very, very cool. I heard Maple Leaf has it, I'm pretty sure, as of right now, which is very cool as well. But, yeah, it's not a main focus point at all.
So that would sure be cool if Ryan Dos Santos ends up breaking the record tonight. But, I mean, this is not a game where the Toronto Maple Leafs want to be, kind of messing around, chasing records. They got to get a win tonight. The reason for that is this is the don't play well into bowl right now between the Kitchener Panthers and Toronto Maple Leafs. Look, Kitchener has not played well this season. There's a really good chance they end up losing their next 2 games. They've got one of them against the Welland Jackfish. I mean, the Maple Leafs got to be looking at the Brantford Red Sox thinking, this is one of our best chances to win this year against a team that's only won 11 games, but they lost last night. But you just don't want to play Welland in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think, last night's game is a little bit of a heartbreaker for the Maple Leafs because they wanted to go into Brantford and win that game because obviously then you have this one here today where you can come out and you put pressure on Kitchener. They have to play a certain level of brand of baseball to win the games. And for the side of the Maple Leafs right now, you come out, you can play your game. You don't have any added pressure. Well, there's a little bit of added pressure here because, like you said, nobody wants to play the Welland Jackfish in round 1. They've been really hot this year again, as we've always seen, and it's definitely going to be another good playoff run for the Jackfish.
This is the lineup for the Brantford Red Sox today. Brody Black, who had a good night last night, he's leading things off. Renee Takaoka is in left field, batting over 400 this season for the Red Sox. And then Christian Ortega, who's been steadfast in that number 3 spot, he's playing first base. Cassidy Watt is the DH today, batting 4th, and Andrew Savage is behind the plate, batting 5th. Jacob Cantor at shortstop. Lucas Bateman, Chase Lefebvre, who had a good night as well last night, and Graham Tevitt is going to clean things up in the number 9 spot. And for the Brantford Red Sox, look, you're out of the playoffs right now. You didn't make it in, but for these players, they've been eliminated for the playoffs for a while, and there's been no quit. There's lots of games where you've seen a lot of fight back, and they would love to play spoiler against the Maple Leafs today.
And I think that's exactly what they did last night. They just played spoiler. They've been 5-5 in their last 10 games, and they've been playing a good brand of baseball, and that's kind of really all you can ask for is give these teams that are going to the playoffs, give them a tough run, give them some competition, some tough games, and make it interesting.
Lots of other games happening in the Intercounty Baseball League tonight. All of them are going to have playoff implications. Right now, in the bottom of the 9th inning, the Hamilton Cardinals are leading 7-2 over the Barrie Baycats. That also has playoff implications because Barrie is one of those teams that the Toronto Maple Leafs could end up playing in the first round of the playoffs. The Welland Jackfish as well. They've already secured top spot, but the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, who made a big push, they're also trying to hold themselves with home field advantage. But the big game tonight that the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to be looking at is the Kitchener Panthers and Guelph Royals. That's going to have the same first pitch, and I know the players, as soon as they get back to the dugout, they're probably going to be looking at what happened in that Panthers-Royals game.
Yeah, a lot of the players will have that mindset of, it doesn't matter what happens, we just got to take care of business. But, there's going to be a couple people watching and taking a look at what's going to be going on in that one. This is the starting pitching matchup we have here tonight. Ayami Sato will get the final start of the regular season. She'll be facing off against Noah Law.
Yeah, so this will be a bit of a bullpen day for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I had a conversation with Sato before the game. She said, the goal is to try and get through 2 innings today. That would be a success, and that's exactly what she wants to do. But the Toronto Maple Leafs have a string of some of their best pitchers coming up behind Sato as well. And, she said that's something that kind of gives her confidence as well. She knows that there's a whole lineup of pitchers ready to go. Merrick Deska was able to eat some innings. Greg Carrington was able to eat up some innings last night for the Maple Leafs as well. Noah Law is on the other side of things. The Toronto Maple Leafs are trying to jump on him early, and they need some runs early on. That was something they couldn't do last night.
Yeah, and I think a lot of these guys understand that, maybe the bats at the top of the lineup have gone a little bit quiet over the last week or so, but those are the bats that have really brought the offense this year. And, head into the playoffs, you just want to get hot. You want to play a good brand of baseball. You want to have good momentum going forward, and especially into a playoff series.
So one of the things I thought was cool last night is we take a look at lineup for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Ryan Dos Santos is going to lead things off. We'll see how many plate appearances he has today, maybe 4 to try and get the record from Bill Bykowski. But as you said, it's their pitchers are going to have to throw him balls. If he gets pitches to hit, he's not going to just try and entertain us up here in the broadcast booth. John Javier, he's at catcher batting second. Jordan Castaldo, who played third base I think that might be the first time he played third base this season. He did that last night as well. He's batting third, and it makes sense having him at third base because he had a couple hits again last night. He's got that batting average back up to 313. Marcus Connect is in right field batting cleanup. Then Dennis Dei Banning, who's playing center. Justin Mara is playing first base, something he's done a lot this season, followed by Dan at second base. Ben Sidorenios, who's playing left field. He's actually been really good out there in left field. Made an error last night, and I'm not sure the last time Ben Sidorenios made an error. It was his only error all season long. He's been great defensively, earning some time in that lineup. And then Mike Giacchetto is going to round things out. He also had 2 hits for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I mean, Zach, think about a guy like Mike Giacchetto. Great to see him, get a couple hits before the playoffs start.
Yeah, and I think that's, again, I've been just kind of repeating it, but, they want to have good momentum going into the playoffs. That's the main thing here. Obviously, the season did not go the way you were expecting if you were the Maple Leafs, but you go into the playoffs, you wipe that slate completely clean. Every team starts at 0-0. You just got to go in there, play some good baseball. We know this Maple Leafs team can do it. We've seen it throughout some games this year. You just got to go into the playoffs and do that.
So we got a little bit of a delay here. We still haven't had the anthems yet here at Christie Pitts. There's a film crew down on the field that was filming Yami Sato. They've got a documentary that's coming out as well at some point, and it looks like we're ready to go now as Sato takes the mound, and we'll take you to the national anthems at Christie Pitts.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, a true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Go Leafs, go! Woo!
So here we go, the final game of the regular season for the Maple Leafs, who are taking on the Brantford Red Sox at Christie Pitts. Thomas West here alongside Zach Benoit. Always interesting when Ayami Sato is on the mound for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Zach, she would love to be successful in her, final game of the regular season before getting into the playoffs. What do you think she's got to do tonight to be successful?
Well, it's just the story of Sato all season long. Just keep dominating with that off-speed pitch. It's one of the best. We've talked about it nonstop, but you got to dominate with that breaking ball. Obviously, these hitters are going to understand, that fastball, it's not going to be against like a normal pitch you'd see. Sato, she dominates with the breaking ball, and you got to continue to use that and play to her strengths, which is that off-speed.
Yeah, I was talking to Justin Mara before the game, who has caught Sato a couple times this season. He said the key is just, keep that curveball out of the strike zone. When she leaves it up in the strike zone, hitters hit it in the air. And the problem with hitting the ball in the air here at Christie Pitts is that it leaves the yard. And, that's just something that Sato's going to have to deal with today.
Yeah, and you just got to attack. I mean, I think if Sato comes out here with the plan of, attack the hitters, go right after them, it'll be a strong day for her.
A lot of pressure on Sato, too. You see the camera right in her face there, warming up, getting all the documentary footage. Wants to, pitch well with, it's not just our cameras on her today. There's a whole lot more, much bigger and more expensive cameras following Yami Sato.
Had to throw the expensive in there. Eh?
One of those is more than my whole setup combined. So
hey, but the whole setup here is held together by duct tape and will.
I think this is going to be an interesting pitching matchup here, or battery matchup, when you look at Yami Sato and John Javier. Two pitchers from very different worlds. Javier in his early 20s, Ayami Sato, 35 years old from Japan. This should be fascinating to see, with Ayami Sato's 5 pitches, if they can, be on the same page all night.
Yeah, very excited to see how this dynamic works, this battery mate works. And just excited to see this game get underway.
So much at stake right now in the IBL standings. We'll keep you up to date all night long on what's going on in the out-of-town games, and it looks like that game, Hamilton and Barrie, is about to go final. So that's a big win for the Hamilton Cardinals, who I think they still have a chance to move up a little bit. The Barrie Baycats are now under some serious pressure as they're trying to finish second in the Intercounty Baseball League, and the Jackfish way out in front now of the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers 4-0. As it looks like we're ready to go here at Christie Pitts. Brody Black is going to lead things off against Ayami Sato. Here's Sato's first pitch. And it's low, blocked by John Javier. Toronto Maple Leafs have Jordan Castaldo at third base, Ryan Dos Santos at short, Justin Mara is at second, or Dan Mara is at second, Justin Mara is at first. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Black checks his swing, but it's called a strike on the outside corner.
And that's the breaking ball, and that's how she has to throw it, where, it either starts in the zone and drops out, or it's kind of tailing off to way towards the hitters. You got to get the soft contact. That's when Sato is pitching at her best. It's the soft contact.
The 1-1. Popped in the air. Marcus Connect drifting over. This ball is carrying. Connect at the wall, jumps, and it goes off the wall just above his outstretched glove. It's a double to lead off the game from Brody Black, and that's a tough one for Ayami Sato. That ball just kept drifting and got a piece of the wall before Marcus Connect could make the catch.
Well, it's like you touched to earlier on. When it comes to getting the ball in the air, this is a park where it can carry and it'll go to those walls. The corner's not that deep. So a ball like that where it gets skied up, it can carry.
I should mention the wind actually wasn't helping that ball at the time. It kind of seemed like it was dead air here at Christie Pitts. Now we see a wind blowing in from right field here at Christie Pitts. Here's Renee Takioka hitting .403 on the season, trying to drive in Black from second base. Takioka squaring to bunt. Ball gets away from Javier and rolls to the backstop. And the Brantford Red Sox have the first run of the ball game 90 feet away. Well, lots of danger coming up right now for the Brantford Red Sox. Takioka hitting .403, and then Christian Ortega, who's hitting .300, but 41 RBIs, leads the Intercounty Baseball League in that department. Sato's 0-1. Here's the 1-1. Takioka fouls it off.
One-two count here. Sato, what she should try to get doing is, again, that breaking ball where it's starting in the zone and it's dropping into the dirt, but you got to get them chasing. If you can tunnel it where it looks like a fastball coming in and then just drops off, that'd be the biggest play you can have here.
There's the 1-2. In the dirt, blocked by Javier.
Takioka just not chasing it.
Ren Takioka was 1 for 4 last game. Drove in a couple RBIs. Pretty much won the ball game for the Brantford Red Sox. Sato's 2-2. Curveball just missed outside.
It's the right pitch, just missing the outside corner though.
3-2. Sato gets the sign from Javier. And this one's lined into the outfield. Coming in is connecting, makes the catch. Throw coming to the plate, and the run comes in to score. It's a sac fly for Takioka, and it's a 1-0 Brantford Red Sox lead.
Yeah, Takioka just did the job right there. You get the ball to the outfield, allow yourself to get that runner up 90 feet, and that's the first run of the ball game.
No one on base now for Christian Ortega. That's a good sign. Leads Robert Mullen by 2 RBIs for the Intercounty Baseball League lead.
What an addition to this team that Ortega has been. I mean, he has been a firecracker for the side of the Red Sox.
First pitch from Sato. Taken outside, ball 1. Yeah, Ortega played a little bit of Division II baseball before coming to the Intercounty Baseball League, as he takes a strike at the knees and the count's 1-1.
Played down there in Tusculum with another Maple Leaf, Mr. Ryan Dos Santos.
Also played for the Birmingham Bloomfield in the United Shore League, as he pops this one up towards first base. Justin Mara going back. This is going to be a tough play, and he makes the over-the-shoulder catch. Oh, Justin Mara with a beautiful play down the line, and there's 2 away.
Those are always the hardest plays as a corner infielder. It's you're running back. You want to get to the spot first to make the easy catch, but it's always tough because the ball is drifting around. Mara just displayed that perfectly. He was able to catch that. I think he's saying he caught that right on the palm of his hand. He kind of looked over at the umpire with his hand out, grimacing a little bit.
Yeah, Noam Strafer and I were down in center field doing an interview with Justin Mara, and it was one of Noam's first games interviewing a player, and he asked, you never play first base. What's it like playing first base in a position you never played before? And Justin Mara just laughed. He's like, well, I didn't play in the Intercounty Baseball League, but he said, most people don't know this, but he played lots of first base when he was in the minor leagues coming up through the system. And he just showed right there that he's got lots of experience playing something other than catcher, which is his usual position in the IBL.
Yeah, it's just a really good job. Like I said, again, it's tough when you go from the dirt to the grass, the lip of the grass there. It looks like there's also a little bit of a dip. He just played it perfectly.
Here's the 0-2 to Watt. And he takes a strike. Or 2-0, I should say. Now 2-1. A run in on a sac fly by Takioka. And 1-0 Brantford Red Sox. Sato trying to get out of the first with limited damage. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss.
That's that breaking ball right there, and that's what needs to be on display the entire time.
Sato 16 pitches into this outing. The 2-2 to Watt. And it's in the dirt. Full count now. Cassidy Watt hitting .211 on the season. And this one's lined towards the outfield. In comes Marcus Connect on a late break, slides, and it skips past him. Watt heading for second base. Here's the throw on a bounce and cut off by Dan Mara. That'll go down as probably a double for Watt, but he got a little bit fortunate there with the slide by Marcus Connect.
Yeah, it looked like, when the ball comes off the bat of a right-handed hitter there towards the right fielder, it always is going to have that tail. It's just the natural tail of a hitter. The same thing goes with lefty and left field. But there it looked like Connect thought the ball was going to stay up, but the way it was kind of diving down, it just dipped down far enough, and just unable to make the play on it.
Now Andrew Savage comes to the plate, the catcher. He was 0 for 4 last night. And he lines a ball into the outfield. That's down for a base hit, fielded by Sidorenios. Watt advances to third base. That's going to bring Jacob Cantor to the plate now. Rob Butler coming out to the mound. He's going to chat with Yami Sato. Feels like this is another case of Sato is locating the ball in the right areas. But IBL hitters, the very first time IBL hitters saw Sato in the first game of the season, it was against the Kitchener Panthers. She had a 3-up, 3-down inning, was fantastic. But the more IBL hitters kind of have a book on Sato, it seems like the more success they're having.
Yeah, and it's just the book of, if you see it low, they're laying off of it. And right now, with Sato, if with that breaking ball, you got to be able to catch the bottom half of the zone. A really good example of it is Kevin Gausman with his splitter and fastball combination. If anything's low, just to let it go. So with Sato, you just got to find a way to get that bottom of the strike zone in, and then hitters will be a little bit more, thoughtful at the plate, saying, hey, if it's low, it might be something that can sneak by us, or it might be something that we have to chase.
This is Jacob Cantor at the plate now, as he takes a first pitch outside, and he had a great night last night, 2 for 2, and the other 2 plate appearances were walks. He also stole a base, so he'll try to stay hot here against the Maple Leafs, as he's collected hits in 2 straight games. In fact, he has 4 walks in his last 2 games, so he's seeing the ball well. And there you go. He's ahead in the count now, 2-0.
And that just looks like 2 breaking balls on the outside half where, again, Cantor, he's just seeing it really well, and he's not chasing.
Big at-bat here for Cantor, one of the hotter hitters on the Red Sox, as he has 2 on base as Brantford tries to take advantage of these extra base runners they've acquired with 2 outs, but he hasn't got a pitch to hit yet. It's a 3-0 count. Cantor hitting .250 on the season. He's only played in 12 games for the Brantford Red Sox. Played his first game back on July 18th. Takes a strike, I should say. Right on the outside corner, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, and if you're Sato, again, you just got to make these hitters chase that breaking ball. It's a devastating pitch. We've talked about it numerous times over the year, but you got to hit the corner with it. Does it right there. Now it's in the head of Cantor.
The 3-1. And he hits it on the ground. Dos Santos takes a funny hop. Now he picks it up, and there's no play. A run comes in to score. It looked like Sato may have got out of the inning. And it's 2-0 Brantford Red Sox on the air at short.
Yeah, skipped up and just handcuffed him on the play. The run comes in, and both runners are safe.
So that's going to bring Lucas Bateman to the dish. He's hitting .256 on the season. Chase Lefebvre, who had a good night last night for Brantford, he's on deck. But there's 2 outs in the inning. Sato's focus now on Bateman. The 0-1 pitch swung on a miss, and the count's 0-2.
And here, if you're Sato, you have options. You can either bury one in the dirt trying to get him to chase, or you extend the zone like you have the last 2 pitches. If you have confidence, you go with that backdoor breaking ball, but really just anything in the dirt here would be the right option.
The 0-2. Just outside.
And she went away again with the off-speed pitch.
It's Lucas Lefebvre who's on deck. Apologies. Last night he was 1 for 2, had a couple of walks. Here's the 1-2 to Bateman. Fouled off. Oh, he took a late cut at that breaking ball from Sato, realized it may catch the outside corner, didn't want to take the chance, and did a good job to get a piece. Bateman with 12 RBIs on the season. He's got a runner in scoring position at second. That's Andrew Savage. Here's the 1-2. Upstairs, good take, and it's 2-2.
Looked like the fastball out of Sato's hand. So now you try to change the eye level. You went with something high, now you go with something low. But again, you got to be able to catch the bottom half of the zone with that breaking ball.
The 2-2. On the ground. Dos Santos has it go through his legs. And now the bases are loaded for the Red Sox. Yami Sato looked like she had made 2 good pitches to get out of the inning, but now she's going to have to continue to battle here, this time with the bases loaded. And Lucas Lefebvre at the dish. First pitch high from Sato. Oh, we talked about the pitch count being pretty good. That was, 4 or 5 batters ago with 2 outs. Now it's starting to get up there for Sato. The 1-0. This is where it becomes harder and harder to locate pitches as a pitcher on the mound. Maybe a bit of frustration thinking you got out of the inning. And definitely some fatigue setting it in with so many pitches in the same inning. This is pitch number 33 in the first. And it's popped up on the infield. Back goes Danmar. Now he's called off by Marcus Connect, who comes in and makes the running catch. All the bases were loaded. Sato had to battle through some adversity. The Brantford Red Sox scored 2, but it certainly could have been more. 2 runs on 3 hits in the first, and the Maple Leafs will get a chance when we come up in the bottom half.
To be the best, you've got to ring performance from every second. The game is getting faster every season. So Rawlings made a time machine to help you keep up. Introducing the all-new Velo ACP. It's light, it's balanced, so you can pick your pitch and drive the ball with maximum exit velocity. The game's gotten faster. Your bat has too.
Back here at Dominico Field, Ryan Dos Santos leading things off for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And he's going to face Noah Law for the Brantford Red Sox. First pitch from Law on the outside corner for a strike. Just 3 games this season for Noah Law. An ERA of 12.60 over 5 innings pitched. The 0-1 pitch. Dos Santos takes a strike, and the count is 0-2. This pitch just outside. Law last pitched against the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers back on August 9th. So 7 days ago. Went 2 2/3 innings, gave up 5 earned runs on 7 hits. Here's the 1-2. Dos Santos fouls it off at home plate.
Not often you see the stirrups being rocked out here, but Law, he has that the quarter stirrups.
You like this style?
Oh, yeah. Last guy I saw rock the socks like that, it was Teoscar Hernandez in a Blue Jays uniform.
That was good. That was a good time.
Oh, yeah.
It's ahead of Ryan Dos Santos here with a 1-2 count. Dos Santos rips this ball towards the gap, and it is off the wall. Ryan Dos Santos makes the turnaround first and cruises into second. And Zach, there's no one who wanted to have a good swing on a baseball more than Ryan Dos Santos in that moment right there.
Yeah, I mean, he got every stitch of that one, waited back on it, and just drove it right into that corner where it kind of dips in a little bit deeper of the field and hit it high off that metal monster.
That's going to bring John Javier to the dish. I mean, they're looking at Noah Law right now. This is a guy, this is interesting because Law is, well, he needs 5 innings over the next 2 games to qualify for the playoffs. I'm not sure if kind of see what you can do today and try and get him out tomorrow to qualify for the playoffs. I'm not sure. Either way, the Toronto Maple Leafs are thinking, this is a guy with an inflated ERA, guy who's given up a lot of runs, especially in his last at-bat, or his last outing, hasn't struck out very many batters. And, for Noah Law, he's saying, well, it's a tiny sample size. He could prove everyone wrong right here, but, that's a good swing to start things off by Ryan Dos Santos.
Yeah, you got to put the pressure if you're the Maple Leafs. You got to put it on the Brantford Red Sox. And right there, Dos Santos went down 0-2 quickly, battled back to the 1-2 count, and then laced that double. So it's a big momentum shift right there to try to get some back on your side.
So 2-0 now on Javier. And now he's way ahead in the count.
We've seen Javier swing with 3-0 green lights multiple times in the season. Let's see if he has it here.
I'm going to guess no, just because it's in the first inning. But if he gets a pitch he can handle, why not? Didn't have the green light there, and he takes a strike on the outer half. Javier hitting .323 on the season and what's been overall a fantastic body of work with the Maple Leafs. And now he checks his swing. No, it's called strike 3. Ball gets away. Dos Santos is going to head to third base. John Javier had some arguments with the home plate umpire about whether that was oh, wait. That's strike 2.
Yeah,
he still didn't think it was a swing, but that is strike 2. Goes down as a wild pitch. That ball in the dirt as well. Javier will take his walk. Yeah, great point there by Gus Cousins as well. I just forgot. Brantford's not in playoff contention, so innings don't matter.
They're just coming out here to play spoiler.
But that's very much on my mind right now because last night was kind of the night to get everyone qualified for the playoffs. Greg Carrington, it did not look like he was going to be able to get those innings to qualify for the playoffs. He had some up and down outings. It was getting late. They needed 2 innings from him last night, and he got it. That was big for Greg Carrington. Just gave up the 1 earned run over 2 innings, and now he's going to be one of the players pitching in the playoffs for the Maple Leafs. As this ball gets away as well, Dos Santos holds his ground at third. Javier moves up to second base, and now Law having a bit of trouble locating the strike zone.
Yeah, it looks like Dos Santos there trying to pick up the ball out of the glove of the catcher. He just kind of lost it for a second, and then, obviously if you're not ready to go right off the rip, you don't try to risk it and get yourself thrown out at home. So he just elected to stay put.
The 1-0. That one's inside. 2-0 on Jordan Castaldo. So a wild pitch and another one that was pretty much in the dirt.
And it's a fun race for the home run leaderboard in the IBL. 4-way race here.
Upstairs. 3-0 the count now. Law finds the zone. 3-1. Fouled off by Castaldo. Oh, his eyes were pretty wide on that pitch there. Jordan hitting .315 on the season. Couple hits for him last night in Brantford. The 3-2. Hit in the air. This one is to deep center field, and it is off the wall. Castaldo going for second. Dos Santos scores, and here comes the second run, and John Javier comes across as well.
For a split second, it looked like Jordan Castaldo had sole possession of the home run lead in the IBL, but that ball was nuked again right off the banner that is up there for him, and 2 more RBIs for Mr. Castaldo.
John Javier he had a long way to go because he had to wait to see if that ball was going to get caught. It wasn't like he was tagging or anything like that, but he was waiting halfway, and he sprinted around and just barely came in to score. Took a huge wide turn around third base as well. Maybe the widest turn I've ever seen in the Intercounty Baseball League. He was almost in the Maple Leafs dugout, but he still came in to score the run, and we're tied at 2. Jordan Castaldo, he watched that ball a little bit off the bat.
Oh, yeah.
But he still got to second base.
Still hustled it out. That's what you see. Good hustle out of the young guy.
He thought he got it, though.
It really looked like he did.
Well, you saw the ball that Brody Black hit the other way to lead off the ball game. That one almost left the yard, so I was thinking that ball by Jordan Castaldo might have a little bit more carry, but not the case.
Yeah, that one really had kind of the same trajectory as, Dos Santos' hit that he had out to that corner. Relatively same spot as well.
Yeah, he got under it just a little bit. It was a really high fly ball towards center field. Marcus Connect takes a strike. Connect hitting .371. Fantastic regular season for him as well. The 0-1. Strike 2.
Good off speed right there by Law.
Not easy to come back and perfectly locate 2 strikes, especially after giving up a hard hit ball like he did there to Jordan Castaldo, but well done. Castaldo, the runner at second base. Still nobody out in the inning. And Connect fouls it off. Oh, that pitch was in on his hands, but it was a little slower there from Law, and Marcus Connect almost teed off on it.
We're still waiting to see Marcus Connect get back to the form that he found before his injuries. I mean, it was hard to get back to that. It was some elite baseball he was playing.
Yeah, just the 1 home run for Marcus Connect since coming back from injury. That one is strike 3 called on the outside corner. Law gets the first out of the ball game for the Red Sox. He found some good spots there in that bat against Marcus Connect. So here comes Dennis Dei Banning. It's been one of the great second half stories for the Maple Leafs this season. Production's cooled off a little bit, but still found a way to be productive. Last game as he had one of the RBIs for the Maple Leafs. Connor Lewis was the guy that had the other 2 as he drove in a couple on a single. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Dei Banning, and there for a strike. Law well over 20 pitches into this first inning, but now really starting to pick some good spots. The 0-2. Dei Banning hits this one in the air. It struck pretty well to right field, and a running catch made by Graham Tebbett. Oh, that's a great play. And Jordan Castaldo scampers back to second.
Yeah, Tebbett got full extension out there in right field.
Yeah, that ball had double written all over it. But Tebbett, who got a great break on the ball and just never stopped his stride. He knew he had to go all out to get that baseball and caught it, you know, right near the foul line. I think that ball would have been in fair territory. So now it's Justin Mara. There's strike one. A lot of good first pitches in these last three batters or so from Law. 5 homers, 20 RBIs on the season for Jay Mara. Another good breaking ball, strike two. Same sequence on the last couple batters as well from Law. Finding the outside corner on each of the last two 0-1 pitches. Mara hits this ball in the air to center field. Black makes the catch on the run, and that will end the inning. But the Toronto Maple Leafs drive in two and tie the ball game. Jordan Castaldo just missed his IBL leading 12th home run on the season to dead center field, but he's good with the double to tie things at 2. Graham Tebbett, who made that great running catch to rob Dennis Dei Banning of a double, is going to lead things off in the inning. It was a long first inning. This game started just after 7:30. But a 30-minute first inning between these two teams as Tebbett takes a strike.
And you're looking over there at the out-of-town scoreboard, partner? Things getting interesting. Looks like Guelph is up 1-0 on Kitchener.
It's a good sign for the Maple Leafs. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This one's on the ground to second. Slide by Mara. Good play. Throw to first in time.
A nice play by Dan Mara right there. Goes over to his right side and just a beautiful backhand pick. And it makes a bullet of a throw.
Good start to the inning for Yami Sato. Back to the top of the order in Brody Black. Black takes just outside.
Yeah, and again, Sato, you just got to continue to work that breaking ball. That's the key when it comes to her pitch mix. Work the breaking ball and just, keep the hitters guessing.
This one's hit in the air by Black, and it is gone. It stays fair inside the foul pole down the right field line, and the Brantford Red Sox take the lead. It's 3-2.
Yeah, we saw that in the first inning. Brody Black, he had a similar fly ball to right field that just kept on carrying. This time, that one sails over the wall. And just the opposite field power out of Brody Black on display there once again.
So right as that home run leaves the yard, the Kitchener Panthers come back and tie the game 1-1. Toronto Maple Leafs cannot afford a loss and a Kitchener Panther win, or else they play the Jackfish in the first round of the playoffs. And as we speak right now, as there's a pitch that's a strike, as we speak right now, the Guelph Royals are showing the home run that just happened in our broadcast. So they're talking about the same thing. 1-0 pitch. Problem is that when we go to commercial break and I give you the 2 box of the 2 games, they're going to have the 2 box of our games and the other 2 games as well. So you couldn't be more covered here on the Toronto Maple Leafs YouTube channel. Here's the 1-1. Tachioka fouls that one off. He was trying to bunt it. Sato ahead in the count, 1-2. Tachioka walked in his first at-bat, now takes outside.
Looks like over in the bullpen, Adam Jaffine is starting to get loose.
Hold on, Tachioka did not walk in his first at-bat. What did he do, Zach?
Sacrifice fly.
Right. Right, he lined out. And now this time he lines it to left field, and Sidorenios makes the running catch. Good play. Now Christian Ortega. Here's the first pitch. Line drive up the middle, base hit. Couple hops up the middle. Ortega is 1 for 2.
And that one was loud off the bat of Christian Ortega.
Cassidy Watt, he had a hit in his first at-bat. Two outs here in the inning. Sato trying to hold the lead at 1, but Cassidy Watt has just hit this ball well, but on a line, and it's caught by Ben Sidorenios. Just got on top of it a little bit, and 2 good plays in the outfield from Ben Sidorenios. The Maple Leafs, a good defensive inning this time in the second. But the Brantford Red Sox take the lead on a home run. It's 3-2.
This girl tried to
Back here at Dominico Field, a 3-2 ball game here in the bottom of the second as Dan Mara leads things off for the Maple Leafs. Mara Sidorenios Chiquetto coming up here for Toronto as the first pitch from Laws inside.
Dan had a really nice defensive play in the last half inning. He backpicked the ball beautifully up the middle and then made a bullet of a throw over to first.
Now Mara takes in the dirt. So this will be interesting to see how Law comes out and pitches in this inning. Had a lot of trouble, to start the inning and kind of in the middle half of the inning, back in the first, kind of locating the strike zone. Then he came out and really found a groove and started making some great pitches, got out of the inning, limited the damage. It was just the Castaldo double after the wall that ended up hurting him.
And got good defensive help as well over in right field. Tebbit, I mean, he ran down that Dei Banning fly ball. Made a really good play there. That would have cashed Castaldo.
A pitch called a strike. Dan Mara hitting .272 on the season, couple home runs and 15 RBIs.
All-star Dan Mara.
This one's popped up towards first base, and it is just out of play.
There's a little bit of an extension there in the corner for the bullpen, and Ortega, he went down there, and he almost had a play on it. It was just on the other side of that fence. A lot closer of a play than I definitely thought.
Talked to Dan Mara about being an all-star. He kind of chuckled and said, not a lot of people were expecting that 14 years into my Intercounty Baseball League career, but he proved them wrong. And now he lines one into the outfield, and that's a running catch by Graham Tebbit. Hey, how about Graham Tebbit out there in the outfield helping out his pitcher Law?
Yeah, another good web gem from Mr. Tebbit, and he's had a good day over there in right field, looking very strong.
That's going to bring Ben Sidorenios to the play, who's also made a couple catches in the outfield. One of them a nice running grab moving to his left. That's strike one. Sidorenios was 0 for 3, but he had a run scored last night against the Red Sox. He's hitting .231 on the season for the Maple Leafs. Sidorenios played 4 seasons at Salem University, a Division II school in the NCAA. Hails out of Richmond Hill, Ontario. Pitch called a strike, and the count's 2-2. Also, probably donned this field before playing for the Toronto Maple Leafs as well, as he was in the Toronto Mets system, one of the great local development teams here in the Toronto area. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Another good pitch from Law, and there's 2 away. Now it's Mike Chiquetto. Chiquetto played his college baseball at Erie Community College. He swings and misses at the first pitch. Good sign for Chiquetto, who's been struggling a little bit at the plate. Andrew Savage got hit with the backswing there from Chiquetto, but it looks like he's okay. Either way, the home plate umpire will give him a couple moments. 2 hits for Chiquetto last night. Thought that was great for him. Good to see him kind of getting back in the rhythm.
And he looked really good. I mean, the last hit he had was a line drive right back up the middle, and that's just a really good sign of just staying with the ball and not doing too much.
Mike's bounced around a couple different teams, starting out his career way back with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Said he was playing for a local team in the area, and the Toronto Maple Leafs just needed players. Mike was, in the area of the ballpark. They called him in, and Mike Giacchetto started his Intercounty Baseball League career as
Ooh, and it looks like we're going to take even more look here at the catcher. Again, it was that backswing. It was just a little bit dangerous. Hit him.
Did you catch what happened there?
Well, I mean, we have instant replay, so I'm going to take a quick look here. And but I say instant replay, I mean I have my laptop open with YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, that was an unfortunate one too, because right as Mike Giacchetto finished his swing on that big follow-up, you can see he was just trying to block the baseball, kind of got towards home plate a little bit and collided with the swing. Just a couple unfortunate circumstances. One, that Giacchetto just had a big swing, a bigger swing than he normally would, hit him in the back. This time he was just trying to get over and block the baseball.
Yeah, he tried to get over and block it, but he also stood up in the process. So as the bat was coming in, he walked into it, and it hit him right on the side of the helmet. Those ones, I hate to see it.
The last one hit him in the back. That hurts, but it's not in a bad area. This time it was the corner of the bat, right in that temple area.
Yeah, not sure if it actually hit him in the temple or if it was the mask, and
oh, you know what?
The mask got pushed back.
I think he's bleeding a little bit. I think it was right that sharp corner of the bat might have caught him right above the ear. See, so here, this is an interesting one too, because you know they really need Andrew Savage there behind the plate today, and we saw a situation like this similar to the other game when Dennis Dei Banning was in center field, made a jumping catch and ended up cutting his arm. I think he kind of ripped the nail off of one of his fingers, and he was fine, but he had to come out of the game because he was bleeding and they couldn't stop it.
Well, this is another conversation too. You see he has the two-piece helmet, where it's not just the one that can protect your entire head. And you know, some catchers, they prefer that. It's the older style. If you look today for the side of the Maple Leafs, John Javier, he's wearing the hockey-style helmet, and you know, some catchers, it's just easier to take that helmet off and make a play behind the plate, or even the absorption of the hit of a baseball hitting the mask. To some of them, it's more comfortable. So, yeah, just one of those odd occurrences that happen in a baseball game.
You know, 2 pitches upstairs. Speaking of hockey-style mask, I was sitting with John Javier last time we made a trip out to Brantford, and as soon as we passed the Wayne Gretzky sign, I gave him the full lesson on who Wayne Gretzky was. As this pitch comes in and hits Mike Giacchetto, gave him the full lesson on Wayne Gretzky and hockey, so he's fully up to date now.
Okay. If you were to tell me that John Javier is a big Wayne Gretzky fan, I would believe you.
He is now.
Well, I meant before. I'd believe you.
He wasn't.
Probably had no idea who he was.
So base runner here for the Maple Leafs in the second. Giacchetto hit by the pitch. Law has snapped off a lot of good breaking balls. That one just didn't come back into the zone and ended up hitting Giacchetto.
Well, last at bat against Dos Santos, he started him off with 2 straight fastballs that caught the outside half. Dos Santos didn't bite at either of them. And then he tried to sneak one inside again, and that was the pitch that Dos Santos turned on.
Tied with Bill Bykowski for the single-season walk record with 44.
3 pitches away.
The 1-0.
2 pitches away.
2-0.
I won't do that for the whole at-bat, I promise.
Would be interesting to see some history made coming right down to the wire. The 2-0 pitch, strike 1.
Again, in the top half of this inning, Brantford was able to get the momentum back on their side and get ahead. Leafs just looking to get some back here.
Dos Santos fouls it off. The funny thing, too, is that if Ryan Dos Santos does take the #1 spot, him putting his name up there is he's pushing himself off the list, because right now he's 5th. Ryan Dos Santos had 39 walks last season.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that.
Yeah. The 2-2. High, ball 3.
We could see the snap of that off speed from here, and not sure if Dos Santos was looking for that or it kind of crossed him up a little bit, but that had a high breaker and could have caught the top half of the zone, but good eye and patience there by number 8.
The full count from Law. Upstairs, ball 4. And the record that's been held by Bill Bukowski since 1988 has fallen to Ryan Dos Santos here on the final game of the regular season.
Yeah, like you said, a record that's been held since 1988 has finally been fallen.
So they're going to get that baseball. Brian Sewell is going to grab it. And that'll be a little item for the mantelpiece there for Ryan Dos Santos. How about that? You know, it was crazy at the beginning of the season. I was talking to Ryan about it and said, oh my goodness, like the pace that he was on to start the season, there was no question he was going to break the record. And then pitchers, as you would expect, just started throwing to him. And that record seemed like it was in jeopardy, but there we go. He's got it. 44 walks in a single season in the IBL. His pitch in the dirt. Dos Santos to second. Chiquetto to third. 2 in scoring position for the Maple Leafs. Those walks are why Ryan Dos Santos gets the most plate appearances each and every night, hitting out of the leadoff spot. Now 2 in scoring position. A little bit of pressure with his speed on the base path. And a single from John Javier, who's right up there with some of the most hits in the Inter-County Baseball League. He's going to get a chance to drive him in and take the lead. The 1-0. Javier takes outside.
You know, you thought after last season when Dos Santos had the 11 straight walks in a row that, you know, maybe he could get his name up there in the record books, but he stopped at 39 this time. A season that has brought a lot of ups and downs. He's able to break the record. Fun little moment in history right there.
And the walks that he's drawn this season make pitchers work a lot. And that's the case that's happened once again here for Law. He's at 51 pitches here in the bottom of the second inning. Needs to make a good one to get John Javier out. That one's not it, though, and it's 3-0. This seems like a bit of a green light situation for Javier, although Law has been struggling to find the strike zone a little bit. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Taken. It's strike 1. Javier takes low, ball 4. So John Javier, with his second walk of the ball game, will head down to first base, and they're loaded for Castaldo.
And he saw a beautiful fastball his last time against Law. He grooved it to center field.
Savage just going to come out to chat with his pitcher, Law. It's a big spot here in the ball game. You know, one good pitch to Jordan Castaldo, and you're out of the inning. No damage done. The Leafs don't even score. It was a great start to the inning. All this with 2 outs for the Leafs. Law approaching 60 pitches. Castaldo had a booming double off the wall that nearly left the yard in his last at-bat. He had 2 hits last night as well. He is hot right now.
So our partner was looking at just some milestones there.
Yeah, Jordan Castaldo is up there in the RBI department as well. Kevin Hinton is next on the list for him at 517.
Heads up.
Pops this one foul just to the left of the broadcast booth.
That came up here with some force. I had some PTSD of when I got hit in the ankle.
So I think Castaldo would be 4 back of Kevin Hinton right now. The 1-1. Castaldo drills this one high in the air, deep to left field, and it is gone! Grand slam! Jordan Castaldo, and the Leafs take the lead.
Well, you said he was 4 back, and Castaldo heard you. Gets 4 RBIs on the board right there, going the opposite way, and what a year it's been for Jordan Castaldo, continuing to have the power. He's looking great. Maple Leafs up big.
Boy, Jordan Castaldo just keeps putting good swings on the baseball. He's heating up at the right time. 6-3 Leafs.
And not only does that home run help him in the RBIs all-time total, that puts him first in the IBL, the Grand Salami. Why not do it in grand fashion, Mr. Castaldo?
He has driven in 6 tonight in his first 2 at-bats. He's on pace for something crazy here in this one. Marcus Connect takes in the dirt. The 1-0. That pitch low. Castaldo's grand slam has given the Leafs a 3-run lead. Marcus Connect batting here with 2 outs in the inning, and he takes outside, and it's 3-0. And Marcus Connect takes his base. A 4-pitch walk. And Law just struggling to get this final out. So new pitcher coming into the game, Carter Bettis for the Brantford Red Sox. Jordan Castaldo has chased Law from the ball game. He has now 520 to career runs batted in, passes Kevin Hinton for 3rd all time on the list. We'll take a quick break and be right back. So much happening on that swing from Jordan Castaldo. Now second all-time in RBIs. He's got 520. He now leads the Inter-County Baseball League in home runs. None of the other guys on that list have hit one tonight, so 12 right now puts Jordan Castaldo clear ahead in first place in the IBL, and we are running out of time. Most teams just have 1 or 2 games left this season. Dennis Dei Banning will start things off for the Maple Leafs. 2 outs here in the second inning. Carter Bettis, the new pitcher into the game for the Brantford Red Sox. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's outside. Just by the way, that is the last RBI record that we'll have to worry about for Jordan Castaldo because first place is unobtainable. Sean Riley has 827 RBIs. 307 clear of what Jordan Castaldo has right now in second.
Yeah, Sean Riley was a player ahead of his time.
The 2-0 pitch. Tapper to second. Throw to first, not in time. Valiant effort by Lucas Bateman, and he had a horrible hop off the lip of the grass, still was able to dive and snare it, and that's an infield single for Dei Banning.
Yeah, and right there it was interesting watching Marcus Connect take off for second as well because, you know, the second baseman had to come in and make the play. He blocked the baseline for him, so he had to kind of divert around him and also make sure he didn't get tagged passing by.
Well, Noah Law got the first 2 batters of the inning way back at the beginning of the second inning. Since then, the Maple Leafs have just strung together hits and walks. Six consecutive base runners have reached base for the Leafs here in the inning. Now Justin Mara hits one on the ground to first. Good play by Ortega. Steps on the bag, and that will end it. So the string of 6 in a row ends, but not before the Toronto Maple Leafs do a ton of damage. A historic swing from Jordan Castaldo, and one that puts him in the Inter-County Baseball League lead for home runs as well. 6-3 Leafs. catcher Andrew Savage is going to lead things off for the Brantford Red Sox here in the top of the third. Ayami Sato back on the mound, entering in for her third inning of work. The goal was to get through 2, and she's into the third. I believe Adam Jaffine will be the next pitcher to come in for the Maple Leafs. And he's been warming up in the bullpen, so ready to go should he be needed, or maybe if a lefty comes up in this inning. The 0-1 pitch to Savage, and he hits it in the air. Left field, it's pretty deep. Back goes Sidorenios at the wall, and it is gone. Andrew Savage with a home run to left, and it's a 2-run ball game.
That's a good swing by Andrew Savage, and Brantford's trying to get some of that momentum right on back here in the top half of the third.
That ball cleared the wall by a couple feet. Looked like Ben Sidorenios had a beat on it, and then he just ran into room, and ball sailed over the fence. Andrew Savage has 3 home runs now on the season. Ball's flying out here at Christie Pitts today. Jordan
Beautiful
Castaldo, yeah, Castaldo with his big home run. Brody Black able to hit one the other way. The 0-1 to Cantor. Swing and a miss.
Again, a good mix there by Sato. Just continue to stay on the outside half.
Sato's 0-2. In the dirt. Sato 3 earned runs so far through 2 innings. Trying to get an out here in the third. The 1-2. In the air. Cantor lifts it to right, and that one's out of play. Cantor staying alive in this at-bat here against Sato. If Ayami Sato gets an out this inning, that will be her longest outing of her Inter-County Baseball League career. There's the 1-2. Just missed. 2-2 now. The 1-2 popped up to first. Can Justin Mara do it again? Sure, why not?
With his brother closing on in quickly.
With his brother Dan thinking he was the one making that catch, makes another basket catch. This one a little bit easier, and the two brothers discussing that one, all in good fun, both with big smiles on their face. All the Mara brothers got a great relationship with each other. You know, one of the things they love most about playing here for the Toronto Maple Leafs is that they all play together. Rob Butler to the mound to talk with Ayami Sato. Looks like Adam Jaffine is ready, but this is just a conversation right now between Butler and Sato.
Yeah, probably asking her just how she feels and if she wants to try to finish out the inning. And it looks like she hands the ball over, and that's going to be the end of the day for Ayami Sato.
Adam Jaffine coming in. We'll have that when we come back. So Adam Jaffine into the game for the Maple Leafs. And the first batter he faces will reach base. And now Cantor goes, and he's on second.
It is a jam-packed night here at the pits. I mean, there is a lot of people on the hillside.
One out to Lefebvre. That pitch is upstairs. Adam Jaffine into the game for the Maple Leafs. 32 innings pitched this season. An ERA of 6.47. Here's the 2-0. Fly ball in the air. To right, connect, back, and it's off the wall over his head. That's going to advance the runner to third. Cantor just gets to third base there, even though he was on second, because he had to wait to see if that ball was going to be caught by Marcus Connect. It goes down as a double for Lefebvre, and 2 in scoring position here for the Red Sox. That's the tying run standing at second base.
Yeah, the Bateman reached via that hit by pitch, and then, like you said, Lefebvre just goes up there and not first pitch swing, sorry, but gets that opposite field power. He just drives it off the metal monster there.
So Graham Tebbett, who's had an excellent night defensively, comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1 at the dish. First pitch in there for a strike to Tebbett. The 1-0. Tebbett swings and misses a late cut at that. Good breaking ball from Jaffine. Jaffine gets his sign. And the 0-2 pitch. Swinging a foul off. And it's 1-2.
Jaffine really just looking for a ground ball here. Looks like the infield playing back. They're going to concede a 1 run.
John Javier called time there at home plate.
Yeah,
Dips his finger in the chalk a little bit. I think Adam Jaffine was having trouble seeing the fingers of John Javier, so put some white chalk on there to try and get a clearer look. Called for the curveball, and it was fouled off.
Yeah, not a bad option using the chalk there. We've seen it a lot in the past. You know, some catchers put the nail polish on just to make it easier for the pitcher to see the signs. Obviously, nowadays, you don't really have to worry about that with in Major League Baseball, that is, with the pitch com.
Yeah, Jaffine was clearly having trouble seeing the fingers of Javier. He was having a long, hard look in there to home plate. And this one's hit on the ground. A bounding ball up the middle. Cut off by Dan Mara. Whips to first. In time, that's an out. But a run comes in to score, and it's a 6-5 ball game.
Yeah, like I mentioned, it looked like the infield was willing to concede the run there for an out. And now they just need to get out of the inning here with a tying run, staying 90 feet away.
Adam Jaffine trying to come in and hold the lead. That run that comes in to score on the record of Yami Sato. Runner at third base. Cantor, the hit by pitch. That was on the first batter that Adam Jaffine faced.
And again, it looks like they're still having some issues with the signs here. Not sure. I don't think the umpire will charge this as a mound visit because he came out with him.
Yeah, sorry, I just want to correct too. It's Bateman over there at third base. He was the one that was hit by the pitch. So with the runner at second base, you know, it could have just been some confusion as well with, you know, how they're mixing up the signs. But now that there's no runner at second base, John Javier can kind of hold those fingers out a little bit more from between his legs to maybe let Adam Jeffine see the sign a little bit better. That might simplify that problem a little bit.
Yeah, and like I mentioned, I don't think that counted as a mound visit. The umpire went out with him to just make sure that the signs were being shown down and that the pitcher catcher are on the same page.
The 0-1, just inside, and the velocity disparity between Adam Jeffine's curveball and fastball—that's a bad thing if you get crossed up.
Yeah.
If John Javier is thinking breaking ball and Adam Jeffine cross him up with a fastball, probably hit him right in the mask because Brody Black swings through that one. The umpire behind home plate is probably thinking that fastball is in his best interest to get caught as well by John Javier. 1-2 on Brody Black, who's 2 for 2 today. Way up and in as he dives out of the way. 2-2 now.
Staying alive, that one coming in hot and high.
Black hit a home run to the opposite field in his last at-bat. Snuck it just inside the foul pole down the right field line. Here's the 2-2 from Jeffine. Inside. Actually, that was the 3. Oh, it hit him on the foot. So he'll head down to first base. Well, the first pitch up and in, dove out of the way. That time a breaking ball down and in, and Brody Black couldn't get his foot out of the way.
I know we're scoreboard watching still with the other games going on. Kitchener has taken a 2-1 lead on the Guelph Royals. Hamilton up 7-3 on the Barrie Baycats.
Regardless of what happens with the Kitchener Panthers, the Maple Leafs still need to get a win tonight. The magic number right now, if you will, for 7th place is 2. So the combination of 2 Leaf wins, which obviously can't happen because they've only got 1 game left, or 2 Panther losses would do the trick.
So actually scratch that, partner. It's 5-1 for the Kitchener Panthers.
Okay, yeah, they've had a 4-run 5th inning. Here's the 1-0. If both the Leafs and Panthers win tonight, that would be a problem for Toronto for clinching 7th place. Here's the 1-1. There's a strike. The 1-2. Fouled off down the line.
Bulleted down the line there.
You also got to remember that being tied for 7th doesn't work for the Maple Leafs because the Kitchener Panthers took the season series 3-2. Think about that game on opening day, a 6-5 win for Kitchener. Who knew that would be so important?
Oh, yeah.
At this time of year. The 1-2 from Jeffine. Hit on the ground to short. Dos Santos picks it, throws to first, not in time, and the run comes in to score. We have a 6-6 ball game here at the pits.
Tachioka just completely hustled out of the box there. Beat out the ground ball. Dos Santos had to wait for it to come down on that hop. He picked it cleanly on the backhand and then got the throw over, but Tachioka was just hustling.
So now it's Christian Ortega who will come to the dish.
The most dangerous man with runners in scoring position here on the side of the Brantford Red Sox.
Other than Jordan Castaldo.
Well, on the Brantford Red Sox.
Oh, okay. Sorry. That's on me, partner.
It's been a long night. It's all good.
41 RBIs on the season for Ortega. This one's hit on the ground. Dos Santos stabs it, flips to second. Good play. That'll end the inning. The Brantford Red Sox come back and tie the ball game 6-6. It has been a barn burner through two and a half here at Dominico Field.
Dan Mara up to bat here to lead things off. And a new pitcher into the ball game. It's Carter Bettis. Bettis, 20 innings and 2/3 pitched so far this year. That one missing. 14 strikeouts and 14 walks for Bettis. Dan Mara last time up, he lined out to right field. He had a good at-bat, battled all the way back, and then good contact just right to the right fielder. "3-0 here on the Leafs second baseman. Ben Sidorenios patiently waiting on deck. 3-0 and outside ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to start the bottom half of the third for Dan Mara. As again, the game got tied up in the last half inning by the Brantford Red Sox. So Toronto trying to answer back here. Ben Sidorenios coming up.
Just in the bottom of the third inning. 12 runs scored between the two teams. Sidorenios, high chopper to third. Lefebvre, good play. That's the first out of the inning.
Obviously, the Leafs would love to put some runs on the board here, but I'm sure they'd also love to have some of these big innings go by quicker on defense.
Mike Giacchetto comes to the dish. Walked and scored in the game so far. got a runner in scoring position. Can hit a single with the best of them in the Intercounty Baseball League. This time he chops one foul towards third base. Oh, it was close down the third baseline.
Chiquetto out of the box. Wasn't really sure if it was going to be a foul ball or not. He kind of took a couple steps and then he stopped his momentum, just assuming, yep, it's going to cross that line. But like you mentioned, he's been swinging a hot bat as of late. He's looked really good, especially the last game against Brantford, 2 hits. And the one that I really liked was his last hit right back up the middle. He stayed on plane with the ball and just smoked it right back where it came from.
This time he drills it to left, and it's foul. Home run distance for Chiquetto, but foul by pretty good margin down the left field line.
He's seeing the ball well out of the hand of Bettis. It's just now you just got to stay back on that breaking ball. Still out of the hand. You just got to read for the fastball and then adjust to the breaking ball.
Leandro Mejia getting loose in the bullpen for the Brantford Red Sox. It's been great so far this season. The 0-2 in the dirt, and that one skips away from Savage, and Dan Mara advances to third. Tying run 90 feet away for the Maple Leafs. That simplifies the task at the plate just a little bit for Mike Chiquetto, facing Carter Bettis here. 2 strikes on him, but he's just got to put one in play to try and get Mara home from third base. Fly ball, ground ball up the middle would probably do the trick. The 1-2. This is a ground ball. It's to short. The run will come in to score. Chiquetto thrown out at first base, but he drives in a run, and the Leafs take the lead. It's 7-6.
And that's just doing a job by Mike Chiquetto. Good job of just getting bat to ball and hitting that one. And again, it looked like Brantford weren't playing in. They were just allowing to concede the run.
Yeah, at this point in the ball game, this might be a competition of who can get more outs quicker. Lots of pitchers still to come in from both teams. The reason I mentioned Mejia warming up in the bullpen for the Red Sox is, you know, they might be turning to some real high-quality arms down there in the pen. He's one of their best. And that means that the Maple Leafs need to score runs soon. Ryan Dos Santos, who broke the walk record in his last at-bat, stabs at a bunt, and he went through, so that's a strike. Dos Santos is 1 for 1 officially. He's scored twice, had a double in his first at-bat. Walked last time. The 0-1 pitch. Low and in. The 1-1. Dos Santos fouls it off.
Ooh, I think that got a piece of John Javier.
It seemed to me, do you have eyes on it all the way?
It looked like he went down.
Okay.
Not sure if it went over his head, hit the fence, or if it kind of caught him either on the helmet or something, but he looked like he's okay. So the way he went down, it looked a little awkward.
1-2 to Dos Santos. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll end the inning. Carter Bettis gives up just one. Mike Chiquetto drove him in with a ground ball. 7-6 ball game through 3 here at the pits. Try to keep you posted on what's happening in that game there in Guelph. Big spot in the bottom of the 5th. We're in the top of the 4th here. Adam Jeffine on the mound for the Maple Leafs. Taking on the Red Sox here. Christy Pitts. Cassidy Watt is going to lead things off. Jeffine jumps out in front. It's 0-2.
Jeffine and the Maple Leafs looking for a quick top half here. Looking for a clean inning.
The 0-2. Pitch low and inside. Good spot, though, from Jeffine with the two-strike count ahead in the count. Here's the 1-2. Hit on the ground to third. Castaldo gets his first play, whips to first, and it goes down the line. Past the outstretched glove of Justin Mara, and Watt will reach base.
Tough one. Looked like Castaldo, he got to the ball well, and then just the throw across kind of dropped the shoulder a little bit.
Yeah, Jordan Castaldo has not played much third base this season at all, but he did play last night out in Brantford. Here's the catcher, Andrew Savage. He's 2 for 2 tonight. Savage, a high chopper to first, and that one bounces into the outfield. That's a base hit for Andrew Savage. The first two reach base here in the 4th for the Red Sox, and they're knocking on the door to try and tie or take the lead again.
Well, it just looks like it's going to be a boxing match between these two teams. Obviously, Toronto, they understand we need to win this game. We can't really afford to lose it, especially with what's going on in Kitchener. In the Kitchener matchup, I should say.
Yeah, they've just scored a run. It's now 5-2. A walk with the bases loaded with 2 outs by Owen McNeil. As Jacob Cantor now comes to the dish and takes outside. That's ball 1. The 1-0 pitch, that one is outside, 2-0.
Ground ball here from Jeffine. You just got to try to get 2, but at least get 1 here.
In there for a strike at the top of the zone, 2-1.
Again, mentioned it earlier in the ballgame, but it is a phenomenal crowd out here for the final game of the regular season.
Beautiful night for a ball game as well. Christy Pitts. 2-1. Hit in the air, deep to center field. Dei Banning going back at the wall, and it is gone. A 3-run shot for Cantor. And Brantford takes the lead right back.
Yeah, Brantford just kick the door wide open. They take a 2-run lead, and I mean, that one was to dead center field. Wasted no time getting out by Cantor.
Jacob Cantor has just hit his first Inter-County Baseball League home run. (9-7) here in the top of the 4th. Zach, we have not had a scoreless half inning yet tonight.
Yep, every half inning somebody has gone to run across, and well, Brantford, they've willed it across here. They've gone back-to-back innings with 3 runs scored.
Yeah, we've only had 2 half innings that have had 1 run scored. This is going to be a shootout tonight.
Well, the Red Sox, they want to play spoiler, and I think that's exactly what they're doing here. They understood what they had to do in the last 2 games here against the Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs understood what they needed to do, but Brantford right now playing spoiler.
2 more runs in for the Guelph Royals as well. That's good news for the Maple Leafs. It's 5-4. Garrett Takamatsu drove him in. Former Maple Leaf helping out the Leafs.
Hey, might as well bring up that broadcast too. Just simultaneously call both games.
I cannot.
Oh, you definitely can. You are a talented man, my friend.
This one's hit on the ground. Good play by Dan Mara. Throw to first. And his brother Justin scoops it out to record an out here in the top of the 4th. One out in the 4th. Lucas Lefebvre to the dish. Already 3 in for Brantford. Pitch at the knees for strike 1. You know, 1 pitch. 0-2 now. Jaffine ahead in the count on Lefebvre. And he fouls it off. Maple Leafs also have not recorded a strikeout on the mound yet tonight. Only been 3 strikeouts the entire game. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Speaking into existence there, partner.
That is the first strikeout recorded by a Maple Leafs pitcher. It's on Lefebvre, and there's 2 away in the 4th. That swing was so late there from Lucas Lefebvre. I mean, the ball was firmly in the glove of John Javier, and he just realized, well, that's probably going to be a strike, so took his best effort at it. The strikeouts for Jaffine come in bunches. Graham Tebbett at the dish. Jaffine trying to get through this 4th inning. Time called a play by Graham Tebbett.
I think a bug flew into his eye.
Totally.
Never a comfortable feeling.
Yeah. Luckily for him, it happened at an opportune moment where he was able to call time and reset. He's got a hitter's count here on Jaffine. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. Ooh. That breaking ball from Jaffine, he snapped off a couple that have just been devastating in this game.
Yeah, it's moving.
I mean, the one he got the strikeout on, that was pretty good. That one was just a back heel breaking ball, nasty. One, 2. Strike 2. Another good pitch. Catches the outside corner.
I was going to say the same thing. Great pitch on the outside half. It was a breaking ball again. You tied up Tebbett with the one inside on the back foot, and then you go back door. So now you have him thinking.
Tebbett didn't like it, stepped out, readjusted the batting gloves, and resets here against Jaffine. Here's the 2-2. Up and in. Full count. Got to throw a strike here if you're Adam Jaffine. Pitch count's getting up there. He's done a good job finding the strike zone so far today. 28 strikes, 14 balls. See if he can get the Maple Leafs back up in the bottom of the fourth. The 3-2. Oh, I tried the breaking ball again, but missed low and inside. Tebbett thought about it, but wouldn't bite. And there's a runner on here in the fourth. Already 3 in for the Red Sox.
Bring up Brody Black, who's reached twice, or has reached 3 times so far today. He homered, doubled, and then was hit by a pitch.
Yeah, he's had a great night at the plate. Swings and misses at the first Jeffine pitch. Well, Hennis Alvarado is going to be next into the game for the Maple Leafs. He has been excellent for Toronto in his last couple starts. The 0-1 pitch to Black. Maple Leafs haven't been able to retire him yet. Swing and a miss. Great breaking ball from Jeffine again.
Yeah, again, it's another really good off speed, and Jeffine, he's had multiple this inning, but you got to get the go-ahead one where you're able to put him away.
Oh, and 2 on Brody Black. And he got him. Fastball at the top of the zone. And that will retire the Red Sox in the fourth, but not before they tack on 3 and take the lead. It's 9-7 Brantford here in Toronto. John Javier leading things off in the bottom of the fourth inning as Carter Bettis finds the zone again. Or sorry, that one was called a ball, and the count's now 1-1. Bettis misses outside. Bottom of the fourth inning. Listen to this stat line here, Zach. Brantford Red Sox 9 runs on 10 hits. The Maple Leafs 7 runs on 4 hits, 3 errors.
Wild.
Woo. Strike 2 on John Javier. I'm sure if you ask either manager on either side, they would have preferred maybe a little cleaner defense, a little better pitching, but these fans have been treated to a whole lot of runs here at Christie Pitts so far.
Oh, and what a way to have your final regular season game at Christie Pitts. Just a lot of offense on display.
John Javier just fouled that ball off his foot as it skirted out towards the mound. Here's the 2-2. Just outside.
And we just saw it pop up, but will Hennis Alvarado warming up over there in the Maple Leafs bullpen. He'll look to get some work done.
Well, just be a little tune-up. I think Luis Florentino is going to come into this game as well today for the Leafs. Here's a 3-2. In the dirt. John Javier heads down to first base. And the Maple Leafs making a bid to keep that streak of every half inning having runs scored alive as Javier is on first with nobody out.
Well, they have the right guy coming up to the plate. Jordan Castaldo has 6 RBIs on the night. The grand slam, the 2-run double he had in the first inning. Oh, sorry, make it 5 RBIs on the night. He had a 1-run double in the first, I believe.
And I believe
Nope, it was 2.
on top of that, it's really hard to keep track of all the Castaldo milestones as Javier scampers to second base. You got a good read as that ball got away from Savage behind the dish. It's hard to keep track of all the Jordan Castaldo milestones because there's just so many and they're all happening this year. He's also 3 doubles away from second all-time in the IBL. The 0-1. Castaldo takes a strike right on the inside corner. There's the 1-1. Castaldo hits one sharply on the ground. That one's gobbled up by Bateman. Throw to first. 1 away. John Javier has walked 3 times this game. That's the first time he's done that in his Intercounty Baseball League career. And it's been interesting with Javier. Pitchers have kind of learned how to pitch him because at the beginning of the season he would just swing at everything. And a lot of the time his hits were coming on the first pitch. Now we're seeing less hits from John Javier, but he's starting to balance things out by staying disciplined. And you know, we're seeing John Javier actually take some walks, which was something that he never did at all to start the season.
Yeah, and it's fun to watch a player kind of progress as John Javier has done so this year. And like you mentioned, he's a young guy. He's going to come up here hungry to make a name for himself, and that's exactly what he did. He made a name for himself to start his career, but as the season's gone on, you can see the maturity beginning to grow out of number 77.
The 0-1 in the dirt. Oh, my. What a block from Andrew Savage. He stabbed at it and caught it on the short hop. That probably saved a run, which would have made it 9-8. Marcus Connect has got to have a similar mindset to what Mike Giacchetto had last inning, where he just, got a ball up the middle to try and score the run from third base with less than 2 outs. Chops one off himself, and it trickles up the third base line. One and 2 on Marcus Connect. Javier, the runner at third base. Connect pops it up. This is not going to be deep enough to score John Javier. And the catch is made at short. It's Jacob Cantor.
Yeah, he got the pitch that he wanted, but he just missed the barrel, was underneath it there. And, you know, if you ask Marcus Connect what he can take back, he probably want to take back that at bat. He got his pitch, he just missed it.
So with 2 outs, Dennis Dei Banning will try and get one home for the Leafs. First pitch up high from Bettis. Carter Bettis has a chance to work through the first scoreless inning of this game. The 1-0. Hit in the air. This one struck pretty well, deep to center field. Back goes Black, and it's gone. Tie ball game. Dennis Dei Banning, a 2-run shot to dead center.
He has been red hot in the second half of the season. It's like his walk-up song says, he's back in his city.
And he's loving it.
He's loving it.
Oh, he's fired up too. You can see the emotion giving the high five to Justin Mara on the way by. The Toronto Maple Leafs know this game means a lot right now. They want to play whoever the 2 seed ends up being in the playoffs. But they got to win here tonight to keep the fate a little bit in their own hands.
Just constant easy power. And, I mean, I talked about it all season long with Dennis Dei Banning, that once he gets in a groove, he's going to look really good in a Maple Leafs uniform. He's gotten in that groove. And he has easy power to all 3 sides of the field, and he just displayed it there. I think that one hit off the clubhouse.
Yeah, he crushed it. Didn't need that ball to carry. He got all of it. Just when we thought we were going to get a scoreless frame.
But that would be too easy, my friend.
The 1-1 to Murray swings over the top. Leafs have scored 2 in the first, 4 in the second, 1 in the third, and now 2 in the fourth.
I'll say the Maple Leafs knew I had a tea time tomorrow at 7 a.m., and they said, you're going to be out here for a while watching some great IBL baseball.
Yeah, that really sucks for you. Like that.
It's not
That's
fun.
unfortunate.
Hour away, too, over in Burlington or Hamilton area.
Yeah, we have surpassed the 2-hour mark already in this ballgame, and we're not even halfway through. Now pitch down and in to Mara.
It's a very active weekend of no sleep here for Mr. Benoit.
Up high, ball 4. Good take there by Justin Mara, and here comes his brother Dan. Mound visit here to have a chat with Bettis, who was so close to getting through this scoreless frame. And then Dei Banning came up, clubbed the 2-run home run, tied at 9. Bettis 40 pitches into his outing. Just walked Justin Mara. Dan Mara, Ben Sidorenios, Mike Cicchetto, the batters waiting in line to take a crack at this thing. Bettis will stay in the ball game. There is nobody warming up right now for the Brantford Red Sox. But I believe Tyler Susi is ready to go if needed. He was warming up before this. Right now he's just waiting to be called upon. Dan Mara takes strike 1. Dan's 0 for 1, and he's walked today, hitting .270 now on the season. Here's the 1-1 from Bettis. There's a strike to Dan Mara, 1-2 now on the former South Dakota State baseball player.
Also want to mention, partner, at the same time Dei Banning was hitting that home run, Guelph has tied it. It's 5-5, bottom 6.
And they think they have a high-scoring game.
Well, they're in the bottom 6.
Yeah. They have a quicker game, that's for sure.
They've gone through a little bit faster than we have.
Here's the 2-2. On the ground to third. Short way to second. That'll end the inning. 9-9 here at Christie Pitts. Big home run from Dennis Dei Banning has tied things up. Back here at Dominico Field in this back-and-forth affair between the Maple Leafs and Brantford Red Sox. Tachioka is going to lead things off against Wilhelmus Alvarado. He's into the game for the Maple Leafs. He'll take over for Adam Jeffine.
And this is a big outing here for Alvarado. You know, gain yourself some confidence here at home. And just before the playoffs, he's pitched really, really well in his last couple of outings away from Dominico Field. But, you know, he's had a couple outings here, and it just hasn't looked like the Willie we're so used to seeing.
Yeah, if he could get a couple good innings here at home, that would also give the Maple Leafs coaching staff a lot of information about how they can utilize him. Hard to say what the rotation will be, especially in the order, what it'll be in the playoffs for the Maple Leafs. But, I mean, Wilhelmus Alvarado is definitely a guy who could be in line for a Game 2 start. That would be at home for the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, they have a lot of options, and I think, you know, it's the first time we can say that in a couple of years with the Leafs for all 3 starts, because you have Josh Berenbaum, who's been really, really good. You have Franklin Hernandez, Wilhelmus Alvarado, you know, guys that have proven that they can give you some good starts.
Yeah, Franklin Hernandez did struggle a little bit, though, last night. Started against the Brantford Red Sox, gave up some runs. But I think the Maple Leafs still have confidence in him as one of their guys that'll be in the rotation. Here's the 1-2. Fouled off by Tachioka.
Well, realistically, I think that's the first real struggles that Hernandez has had since coming back to the IBL. I mean, he's been stellar really ever since, every other outing.
Ren Tachioka is 1 for 2 with a couple runs driven in. Has raised the batting average a point today. He's hitting .404. The 1-2 pitch. Check swing, did he go? No, says the umpire at third base. Boy, did Wilhelmus and John Javier behind the plate ever want it. He was sprinting up the third baseline asking for the call, but the enthusiasm didn't change the mind of the third base umpire. Here's the 2-2. Ooh. It buckled Tachioka, but he took it, and it was low.
Umpires for tonight.
Three-two pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. What a spot from Wilhelmus Alvarado.
That was filthy. And that's how you know that Willie is in a really good place, though. It's when his breaking ball is moving like that, and he's having fun on the mound. We saw him earlier here break out a couple smiles, having fun. But when Wilhelmus Alvarado is in a good place, his breaking ball is just snapping out of his hand. And it is so hard for left-handed hitters to really do anything against it.
Alvarado has had 3 great starts in a row. First, it was against the Jackfish on July 26th. Gave up just 1 earned run to over 5. Then against London, gave up 3 over 6, but the earned runs came late in that ball game when Wilhelmus Alvarado was kind of stretching for some extra pitches. Went 5 1/3 against the Chatham Barnstormers last time out. 1 run, just 5 hits. On the ground to third. Another try here for Jordan Castaldo. This time it's right on the money. 2 away.
And listen to those teams that you just listed off. Welland, London, Chatham, Kent. 3 straight teams that are atop of the IBL. And really, Wilhelmus Alvarado, he's gone back into form of what he was a couple years ago when he was the ERA leader in the IBL.
Boy, if he could get back to something like that, that would really change the complexion of the Maple Leafs rotation. Cassidy Watt at the dish. That's strike 1.
I mean, it gives you like a really 3-headed monster if you think about it. Wilhelmus Alvarado, Franklin Hernandez, and then in the back end of the bullpen, you have Luis Florentino, who's been really, really good this year.
And I don't think Josh Berenbaum is out of contention for being the first starter.
Yeah, Josh Berenbaum has been sensational this season. Early in the year, it just seemed he wasn't getting the run support, but he started getting run support in his later starts, and he's looked great.
The 0-2 down and in. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Berenbaum is the first starter for the Maple Leafs because Franklin pitched yesterday. Wilhelmus pitches today. I mean, it would be his spot in line to pitch game 1 of the playoffs, but I'm assuming they'll have a couple days off before that game 1 happens, whether it be against the Welland Jackfish or anybody else. Breaking ball has looked good from Alvarado. Comes into this outing with 42 innings pitched, 47 strikeouts over that stretch, and an ERA of 5.79, which has plummeted since the beginning of the season. The 1-2. Way outside that time. He let that breaking ball slip out of his hand. The Guelph Royals have taken the lead over the Kitchener Panthers at 6-5. A 2-2 to Watt, and he got him. Swung way out in front and over top of that nasty breaking ball from Wellenius Alvarado. Gets through a sparkling 1-2-3 inning. It's a 9-9 game here in Toronto, and Alvarado has finally worked a scoreless frame for one of these two sides. Well, back here at Dominico Field, and I thought since Bill Bykowski's record was the one on the line tonight, it might be worth looking back on what an unbelievable 1988 season that was. The 44 walks that Bill Bykowski had at 8 home runs, an unbelievable on-base percentage too. How about 554 as an on-base percentage, and he had the batting average as well. And that wasn't even close to how good Bill Bykowski was in terms of batting average. He had a great season a couple years before that in 1986 where he was hitting in the 480s. And the only two guys that were above him, Rob and Rich Butler, the two brothers who were 1-2 in the Maple Leafs batting average race. So Bill Bykowski back in 1986 was there. And, you know, I've talked to Rob Butler a couple times, and, you know, I don't even have to ask. Rob Butler loves to bring up the name Bill Bykowski. He was a guy that, you know, when Rob was growing up in the Toronto area, he loved watching the Maple Leafs and watching Bill Bykowski way back before he, you know, went on his major league runs. And, you know, I thought it was kind of cool just to dig through the Maple Leafs history book and, you know, read a little bit about what Bill Bykowski did back in the day with this Maple Leafs team. And finally, his record has been broken. 44 walks in a single season.
I just can't believe that record has stood since 1988. That's what just blows my mind.
It's just so many walks.
I know.
Like,
well, you think about it. They play 42 a year, 42 games, and that's just 2 more walks. It's a walk a game, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but back when Bill Bykowski was playing in 1988, they weren't even playing 42 games.
That just makes it more impressive.
The 1-2. This one's on the ground, up the middle. Ben Sidorenios leads off the 5th with a base hit.
Yeah, when you think about it, that's just more impressive of a record. They played less games for that many years, and they switched to the 42-game format. Wow.
It was unbreakable, and, you know, there is definitely talk in the future of the IBL adding more games. You know, I was so confused when I was checking the season series with the Kitchener Panthers because I was looking, I was like, 3-2? I'm missing a game. We always played 6 games against every single team, but now with the expansion, the new team in the league as well, play 5 against all those teams. There's Mike Giacchetto now, and he hits one on the ground. This could be 2. Flip to second for 1, back to first, high and over the head of the first baseman, Jeremy Villa, who's into the game. Yeah, so it was actually 36 games, Zach, when Bill Bykowski was playing, so well over a walk per game. Jeremy Villa into the game. At first base, Lucas Bateman is now the catcher behind the plate. That means Chase Lefebvre moves to second base from third, and Ortega over to third base. or Lucas Lefebvre, I should say. Oh, and 2 now on Ryan Dos Santos.
Well, the doors have been blown open in the Guelph-Kitchener game. Guelph has amassed a 5-run lead in the 6th. It's 10-5.
And they're still cooking with 2 outs.
And we're catching them in innings.
Oh. Wonder how they feel about that.
Who's going to get to 9 first? Brantford, Toronto, or Guelph and Kitchener? Find out tonight, folks. It's going to be a long night of IBL baseball.
1-2 to Dos Santos, and he fouls it off. They're looking back at our game and thinking, those suckers. Christy Pitts.
Stuck there for a while.
Couldn't be us. Chiquetto, the runner at first base. The throwing error allowed him to reach. Dos Santos checks his swing, and man, he needed some serious forearm strength to stop that swing from getting around, but he did.
It's not going. Fighting it right there. Fighting the strength.
The 2-2. Outside. Full count.
See, partner, this is why I'm happy that our games have a time limit.
Oh, like our actual baseball games?
Hey, man, you got to be proud.
That's not in the upcoming rule changes for
No,
the
it's
IBL.
not. Not
Outside ball 4, Ryan Dos Santos has 46 walks. Okay, so I was waiting to see if Dos Santos did this because I'm going to be fully honest with you. If you look into the Maple Leafs history book, it actually says that Bill Bykowski had 45 walks in that season. But I didn't want to throw anything off just because it's already, like, they gave the ball away. It's already, I might just be wrong. The history book might just be incorrect. But now there's absolutely no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely no doubt.
46 is definitely the record. There's nowhere that says he had more than 45. That pitch in the dirt goes to the backstop. All of those stats that were kept, 2010 and before, there's always some discrepancies between those because a lot of the time they just kept the stats on paper. So, who knows? But now, Dos Santos has put any doubt out of the mind of the Maple Leafs history book readers. Here's the 1-0.
I talked with Dos Santos really about his year as a whole, and he said when you look at it, it's not that different from my last year. The only real big difference is I got a lot less singles, still hitting the ball hard, a lot of extra base hits, walked more than I had before. And he said, yes, the strikeouts might be inflated a little bit more, but he said, I'm having a similar season, just haven't gotten lucky with the singles that I did last year.
Here's the 2-0. Big swing and a miss by John Javier. One and 2 here on Javier. Or 2-1 on Javier. And he takes outside, now 3-1.
I mean, this is going to be interesting to see this for Jean Javier. Again, we've watched him continue to mature and grow as a player as the year's gone on, and he is just such a different player than he was in his first game of the year.
Leafs with a chance to take the lead. The 3-1 pitch to Javier. And it's fouled off.
I won't lie to you, I don't know where that was fouled off.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't either, but then I saw the players in the Red Sox bullpen scamper over to go get it. So.
I looked left, I looked right, I looked up, and I just did not see it.
Yeah, just cued it off the end of the bat. Infield in for Brantford.
This is a big run.
Outfield back for Brantford as well. A 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That is a big punch out. Second punch out of the night for Carter Bettis. And now it's Jordan Castaldo with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Trying to push home a run or 2. Chiquetto at 3rd. Dos Santos at 2nd. Bettis is his first pitch to Castaldo. Up and away. Missed arm side. 62 pitches into this outing of relief from Bettis.
Well, partner, shout out to the people over in Guelph. The implications for tonight: Kitchener clinches 7th if Kitchener wins and Toronto loses to Brantford. If Kitchener loses and Toronto wins, Kitchener clinches 8th.
One hopper into the outfield. This will score 2 for the Leafs. They've got the lead back, and it is 11-9. Jordan Castaldo has 8 RBIs tonight.
What a night for Jordan Castaldo, and he absolutely ripped that ball into the right field side, and really with Dos Santos' speed coming around second, he was scoring no matter what.
Jordan Castaldo has come up clutch on 3 different occasions tonight for the Maple Leafs. Double, that cashed in 2. Grand slam cashed in 4. And a single cashed in another pair for the Maple Leafs, this time with 2 outs. And it chases the pitcher Carter Bettis from the game. Susi coming in when we come back. Tyler Susi, the new pitcher into the game for the Brantford Red Sox. He'll be greeted by Marcus Connect. Jordan Castaldo, who's just driven in 2 with a single, is on first base. Should mention that Castaldo single was hit very hard, but Lucas Lefebvre, who's at second base, probably would have made that play in a perfect world. Took a one hopper that just kind of skipped over his shoulder. Tyler Susi has an ERA of 14.6 .71 in 3 2/3 innings pitched this season. The 1-1.
I've never taken a look through all the history. I'm fascinated by some of these numbers.
Do you like the numbers or the names better?
Well, I mean, you know, the names are great. Shout out to Gentry Jeep Jessup.
Yeah.
That's a great name.
The 1-2. Connect. Hits this one in the air pretty well down the line, and it is caught. Oh, man. Great play by who else? Graham Tebbett. Reached out, caught it right in front of the wall. He had to worry about running into the wall as well, but pulled up just in time, and Graham Tebbett has made a trio of great plays in the outfield. The Maple Leafs keep the streak going. They've scored in each of the first 5 innings, but they only lead 11-9. Welcome back to Dominico Field, Toronto Maple Leafs, Brantford Red Sox. It's an 11-9 Maple Leafs lead. Jeremy Vieux, who came into the game at first base, gets his first at-bat here facing Wilhenis Alvarado, who reaches back for a little extra on that first pitch fastball and misses low. Boy, did Wilhenis Alvarado ever look good. A 1-2-3 inning with a couple strikeouts. The breaking ball was really moving. The fastball looked sharp. And this one's hit on the ground. Weakly to Dan Mara, but it skips up over his glove and into the outfield. It'll go down as an error at second base, and Vieux reaches first base. So Wilhenis Alvarado will be forced to go from the stretch here. Yeah. Okay, can you stop looking up baseball players from 1953?
I'm looking at Ethium Edu Napier. Sorry,
I'm muting you for an inning.
I'm having fun, man. If you haven't, I highly suggest you go and look at the all-time records, and you go to the single-season batting records post-war era. Gentry Jeep Jessup was a legend in that era.
Okay, that's enough.
Okay.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's fouled off by Cantor. Cantor is 1 for 3. 3 RBIs on his first career Intercounty Baseball League home run. One pitch. Just misses outside. Well, you can really tell Wilhennis Alvarado, when he throws that breaking ball well, it's, you know, it's perfect down and right on the back foot of those right-handed batters. But when he misses, it's way out arm side, which is kind of a good thing. It stays out of the strike zone. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball on a line past the diving glove of Dan Mara. This time he didn't have much of a play to get to it. And the first 2 have reached. That's a sharp hit single, his second hit of the night for Cantor.
Brantford starting to just put the pressure on here. Again, just trying to answer back.
So now it's Lucas Bateman who is taken over at catcher. First pitch, strike at the knees. That was another good breaking ball from Alvarado. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Oh, man, is that ever nasty from Wilhennis, and it's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch from Alvarado. Another breaking ball. This one's dished into the outfield for a base hit. Cut off quickly by Dennis Dei Banning in center, so that holds the runner at third base. They're loaded with nobody outs in the 6th, and by no fault of his own, Wilhennis Alvarado has given up an error to start the inning, not his error. Then a soft hit line drive to second base that got into the outfield, and a bloop single. And that's just this game in a nutshell, isn't it? The Brantford Red Sox are in serious danger of not only tying this ball game, but taking the lead right back. Lucas Lefebvre, who is now the second baseman, is at the dish. First pitch, strike from Alvarado.
Yeah, you see right there, Alvarado wastes no time, goes back with that fastball. And again, like you said, the tying run standing at second. Alvarado, everyone in the infield, they understand that. They just want to get to the end of this game as quick as possible here.
The 0-1. High chopper to third. Castaldo bobbles it, now throws to first, and it's in the dirt. It goes down the line. We have a tie ball game at Christie Pitts. There's runners at second and third. There's nobody out. It's 11-11 in the top of the 6th. Oh, there was a lot that happened on that play, so you can fill in wherever you want here. What I saw was Jordan Castaldo looking at home plate to try and cut down the run there because he knew he wasn't going to turn the double play, bobbled the ball. Then it stayed in his hand somehow, but I'm sure he didn't have a good grip on it. Threw to first, and it was kind of weird at first base because Justin Morrow wasn't really standing on the bag because he thought that throw was coming home as well. He was positioned to catch that ball as if the throw was going to be coming from home plate rather than from Jordan Castaldo at third, and wasn't able to pick it out of the dirt, but didn't have a very good shot at it as well.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I mean, perfect breakdown there. Castaldo just, he tried to make the play at home, and when he got it into his glove, he looked up, and he was already expecting the play to happen at home, but as he looked up, he kind of bobbled it in his hand like you said, and you know, it just happens where sometimes if you're making that play, you think about the next play too quickly, and that, like, instances like that can happen.
So now it's Graham Tebbett, and he checks his swing on that pitch, so the count's 1-1. 11-11. Still lots of ball game to go. So if you're Wilhennis Alvarado here, like, how are you feeling about your performance thus far?
You know, I think he's okay. Like the first inning, he had 2 strikeouts, 3 up, 3 down inning. He got the weak contact ground ball to start the inning. Obviously, it's just unfortunate. It slipped out of the hands of Mara there. Back-to-back hits, and then you get the ground ball you need. You're pitching to what you need to do. And I think that's the mindset that Wilhennis should have right now.
Tapper back to Alvarado, but that one hit Tebbett. So it's a foul ball. I'm just trying to think. I don't think Wilhennis Alvarado has made a bad pitch yet. Like he's had some arm side breaking balls that have missed outside. He had a breaking ball that caught a lot of the zone in a single earlier in the inning, but the batter was way out in front.
They haven't been comfortable swings. I think that's the best way to put it. Nobody's had a real sit on your back leg and just turn and burn on a pitch. Everyone's kind of been a little bit off balance, but they've made contact.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
That's a huge punch out for Wilhennis Alvarado right there.
Yeah, the reason I ask about Alvarado is because I feel like this is kind of like Alvarado's final impression before the Maple Leafs coaching staff decide who's game 1, 2, 3 in the playoffs. You'll need 3 starters, you'd have to think.
I don't think it would be any disrespect to whoever they name as 1, 2, and 3. You know, they have 3 solid guys that they can have start a game, and then you have, again, like Florentino, like I mentioned, come out of the bullpen. But if Wilhennis, if they give him the nod for game 3, I'm looking at it thinking, you know, don't hang your head on that. Because game 3 start is as impactful as a game 1 start in a 3-game series.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Golf ball goes to the backstop, and a run comes in to score for the Red Sox. They have taken the lead 12-11. Lucas Bateman able to scamper home on the wild pitch. Pitch was called a swing on the play, so the count's 1-1. Alvarado's 1-1 in there for a strike.
Hey, he crossed him up there. It looked like Black was expecting an off speed, and he's winding up for it, and then he got just crossed up and jammed inside with that fastball.
The 1-2 to Brody Black. And he fouls it off. Good battle.
You can tell by the honorable groan of the crowd that either A, someone got hit or slid down the hill trying.
Another 1-2 pitch. Oh, he just missed. Oh, no, he got him at the top of the zone. Delayed strike 3 call at home plate. Alvarado has got another punch out. Give him 4. And there's 2 away.
Yeah, 2 huge punch outs right there.
Tachioka at the dish now. Ren Tachioka with another run, 90 feet away. Boy, I mean, you think about the way this game has gone here in the top of the 6th. You got to score every chance you get, because I think the Maple Leafs are going to score a couple more times before this game is done, if their track record through the first 5 innings proves anything. The 0-1. Fouled off. Tachioka can make a lot of contact in the batter's box. 3 home runs. He's got a little bit of power, but most impressively, he just hits everything. That's why he's kept that batting average over 400 this season. 0-2 from Alvarado. High chopper to third. Castaldo comes in, barehands it, and he's got no play. A run comes in to score, and it is 13-11. Well, that time there was nothing Jordan Castaldo could do. He did all he could to get to it quickly. He even barehanded the baseball, but wisely just kept it in his back pocket, knowing that there was no need to rush that throw that was going to be in vain over to first base.
Well, we're right back to where we were just a couple innings ago. Brantford recaptures that 2-run lead.
This is going to be such a fun finish to this baseball game as well. There's just so much on the line for the Maple Leafs. They know they can score. It's just about how much. And for the Brantford Red Sox, all pressure is off. They're not in playoff contention, but boy, they would not mind spoiling the Maple Leafs' 7th place party here.
Well, you got to imagine that the other game that's going on right now, they're keeping a close eye on this as well, because everyone understands the implications of this game.
10-6 Guelph Royals.
We are closing in on the 3-hour mark, if you were curious.
This one's a ripped foul by Ortega.
And by the math, that would equal an hour and a half per 3 innings.
Well, we started our pregame show 2 hours and 57 minutes ago.
Yeah, we did.
That's okay.
Not too shabby.
For you, it's bad, though.
No, for my sleep, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's okay.
1-2 on Ortega. Chopper to third off the tip of the glove of Jordan Castaldo at third base. And there's 2 on again for the Red Sox here with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. That made an odd sound off the bat of Ortega. I think he might have hit it off the end of the bat. And he was able to just chop it over the head of Castaldo, who made a jumping effort and just have it tick off the edge of his glove. Cassidy Watt will step in, trying to add on. And why not? Who knows where this game will end run-wise when we're all said and done. This inning has tied for the largest inning of the ball game. A 4-run 6 for the Brantford Red Sox matches what the Maple Leafs did back in the 2nd when they played at a quartet of runs. $14 hits for Brantford. 0-1 to Watt. Runner at third goes. Here's the throw. Through the legs, tagged by Castaldo, but he must have missed him. The throw looked like it was in time. And that's a stolen base for Tachioka.
Tachioka, he is a fast one on those base paths.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I missed the
Tachioka.
celebration.
He did the through the legs tag like Jordan Castaldo did. He was explaining to his third base coach what happened. There's the 1-1. Fouled off at home plate. Oh, 2 on Watt, who came into tonight hitting .210 with 3 homers and 28 RBIs. Watt swings and misses. Well, Hennis Alvarado gets 3 strikeouts in the inning. Didn't have a lot of help from his defense. And when it was all said and done, the Brantford Red Sox end up plating 4 runs. They lead 13-11. Back here at Dominico Field, where Dennis Dei Banning lead things off for the Maple Leafs. He's facing Tyler Susi. Susi came in, got the batter he needed in the 5th, and now he's back out in the mound on the 6th. In the 6th, check swing by Dei Banning, he went through. The 1-1. Strike 2. Tyler Susi got Marcus Connect to fly out. That got the Red Sox out of the 5th, an inning where Maple Leafs scored twice. 1-2 to Dei Banning. Hits this one in the air. Struck well. Right field. Caught right in front of the wall. Graham Tebbett. That one was pretty routine as far as the catches that Graham Tebbett has made tonight, but
what
still.
What an active night for Graham Tebbett it's been.
Yeah.
You know, he's been very active over there in right field.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Dei Banning hit it pretty well. He was about a foot from Graham Tebbett not being able to rob him of a base hit like he did way back in maybe the 2nd inning, was it? Now it's Justin Mara swings through that pitch. Well, Tyler Susi, who comes in with inflated numbers over a very small sample size, has looked good through the first 2 batters he's faced in this game. Susi gave up a couple earned runs against the London Majors over 2 innings of work. The outing that's inflating the numbers, 4 earned over 2/3 against the Hamilton Cardinals. That was back on July 13th. This is the first game that Susi is pitching in the month of August. The 1-2. Smash to right field. Fair ball. It bounces up against the wall, and Justin Mara, he knew right out of the batter's box that that was going to be a single from his many years playing here at Christie Pitts. So he takes it and holds his ground at first. Tyler Susi is a very tall pitcher on the mound for the Brantford Red Sox. Not Nikolai Arbach tall, who stands at 6'7", but 6'4", 225 pounds.
Yeah, I don't think anybody matches Arbach in the height that he has.
Yeah, he would be towering over Susi, but he might be the next tallest, Tyler Susi. Dan Mara squaring to bunt. Pulls the bat back, takes the ball. Here's the 1-0 to Dan Mara. Upstairs, skips off the glove of the catcher Bateman. There's a runner in scoring position now for the Maple Leafs, Justin Mara. You know, Justin's stolen some bags. He probably wasn't going to take that base. Now he gets the free 90 feet on a ball that probably should have been in the glove of Lucas Bateman. And he was kind of looking for a second there, like the Maple Leafs were going to finally be shut down for an inning without getting any runs. But now Dan has a chance to drive in Justin with him in scoring position.
Yeah, this game has big implications for the Leafs. They understand that they want to win. They're going to fight to the very end.
If you ask the Maple Leafs, you know, before the game, they'll probably say it's okay who we play in the first round. But if they have a chance to control their fate by winning today, which they don't really, their fate's still a little bit in the hands of the Kitchener Panthers. 2-1. Upstairs. Then they would take it. And a win before the playoffs, a win in a meaningful game before the playoffs, that's a big deal for a team's psyche in the locker room. The 3-1 to Dan Mara. That's a strike taken. Dan's driven in 15 runs this season for the Maple Leafs. Here's the 3-2. Ooh, Justin was going. Now he scampers back to second, and here's the pitch. In the dirt, ball 4. And boy, I think that might have messed with the head of Tyler Susi on the mound as well. Clearly, Justin Mara, who wasn't being held on at second base at all, had timed up Susi coming to the plate. But on that last one, he took a little longer than Justin expected. He started going, then realized, uh-oh, better put the brakes on this one, and got back to second base. But all the while, Susi was standing there. And, I mean, if you're Tyler Susi there, you got to step off, right?
Yeah, you know, you'd think step off and, you know, just get Mara back. You reset yourself, recenter yourself. But, you know, he delivered the pitch, and it goes the way of the Maple Leafs.
Ben Citarrenio set the dish now. Singled in his last at-bat. Now Tyler Susi steps off to reset. Jeremy Villa is in at first base. Ortega partially in at third. Citarrenio's not bunting. Citarrenio fouls one off onto the hill. Justin Mara at second, Dan Mara at first.
Dan Mara representing the tying run, which is wild to say in this game. Dan Mara represents the tying run at first.
Yeah. 13-11. The 1-1. Citarrenio swings through it. Mike Cicchetto is on deck. The 1-2. fouled off by Sidorenios. Ooh, he had to reach out to get that one.
Where else would you want to be on a Saturday night, my friend?
Not here, you're right. I'd rather be here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You said you wouldn't rather be here. That's why I laughed.
The 1-2, Sidorenios. Fly ball to right, hooking foul.
Right over by the velo station to test your speed.
How fast was that one?
Oh, imagine it picked it up.
That's going to cost Sidorenios $5.
Well, if he wants to be part of the competition and win. I remember losing that competition, even though I didn't partake.
Yeah. And now your arm hurts. Weird how that happens.
Yeah, it's crazy. You don't warm up. Hurt your arm. It's okay. I hit 84.
Yeah. The 1-2. Line drive into the outfield. What a piece of hitting from Ben Sidorenios. Justin Mara getting the wave. Some trouble in the outfield from Graham Tebbett. Throw into second, not in time. Run comes in to score. It's 13-12. Oh, Ben Sidorenios with a great piece of base running, a great piece of hitting to get that ball into the outfield. And the Leafs score again in the 6th, make that 6 innings in a row with a run.
This might be the craziest game I've ever witnessed as a broadcaster. I mean, this has had everything in it.
I'm just trying to rack my brain. I think it was a game with the Kitchener Panthers. It might have been the Brantford Red Sox. 2-3 years ago, Leafs ended up having a 2019 game on the road.
I'm just at a loss for words.
25 runs scored through 6 1/3. This one's hit on the ground, through into the outfield. Tie ball game, and maybe more. Here comes the speedy Sidorenios, dropped in the outfield by Tebbett. That's a 2 RBI single for Mike Cicchetto, and the Leafs retake the lead.
Mr. West, I feel bad for you because after this, you got to get an interview, and I don't know who you're going to talk to. So many guys have come through in big moments in this game. Mike Cicchetto now adding to that list.
Oh, my goodness. I hadn't thought about it, but, man, looking at some of these stat lines, it's ridiculous. You know, the Brantford Red Sox are the team that have more hits than the Maple Leafs right now. Toronto has capitalized on a lot of walks from Brantford Red Sox pitching, and it's funny because coming into this game, the Brantford Red Sox as a team had walked 219 batters. That was more than anybody in the Intercounty Baseball League. And I'm kind of thinking, you know, it's a battle of two teams, the Maple Leafs who are really struggling a bit of late. It's the Brantford Red Sox who've struggled all season. It's, you know, it could be walks that comes down and ends up winning this ball game because that's kind of been the story for the Red Sox this season. They've walked too many batters. And in a game that's so full of hits, it's the few extra walks on the side of the Red Sox that ends up being the difference.
Yeah, big difference. You want to know an interesting factoid? Remember I was talking about golf earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Dos Santos is going to be joining me for that round of golf. So you think I'm going to be tired? Oh, buddy.
Oh, man. That is, yeah, you guys. Who's driving?
Both of us. I don't think we're carpooling.
Oh, okay. Ryan Dos Santos in an 0-2 count right now.
I got a text message from his girlfriend. She said, "I'm sending you guys a case of energy drinks to go up and golf."
You're going to need it. Hopefully you make it for your tea time.
I don't think I will. I'll be honest with you.
The 0-2. Way inside. Dos Santos just able to get out of the way. Ryan Dos Santos does not like getting hit either. You could see the big smile on his face. There's the 1-2 upstairs. He turned back to the catcher Bateman and said, "Hope I don't get hit. This might affect my golf swing tomorrow with Zach."
Hey, remember when Ryan Dos Santos broke the walk record all the way back in the 2nd inning?
Now he swings and misses, strike 3. That's the 2nd out of the inning. He's walked twice today for 46 on the season. Surpassed it by 2. One-run ball game at Christie Pitts, but not a conventional one-run ball game. 14-13. John Javier at the dish now for the Leafs. Mike Cicchetto, who hit the single to give the Leafs the lead again. He's on first. Leafs have scored 3 in the 6th. Javier takes just high. An inning that started with a flyout by Dennis Dei Banning. A 2-0, 3-0 now. John Javier has walked 3 times today. The first time he's ever done that. That's ball 4. 4 walks for John Javier. The most he'd ever have in a ball game before today was 2. He's doubled that. Leafs continue to put runners on base here in the 6th. "27 runs scored combined between these two teams. Back on August 5th of 2018, the Maple Leafs beat the Brantford Red Sox 20-7. That was the highest scoring game between these two. This is a line drive to center. Castaldo has found some outfield grass. Cicchetto is held up at third base, so the 9th RBI of the ballgame will have to wait for Jordan Castaldo.
Yeah, bases loaded here, but yeah, Castaldo was looking for RBI number 9.
Now it's Marcus Connect. There hasn't really been an opportunity for a team to blow things open. It's been neck and neck, 2-run lead, 3-run lead, back and forth, inning to inning. A big swing here for Marcus Connect. That might do the trick. Tyler Susi has thrown quite a few pitches in this inning now. Needed just a couple to get Marcus Connect an inning ago. The one batter he needed to get out of a Red Sox jam. Now he's throwing 37 pitches total on the outing. Most of them have been this inning. Here's the 1-1 to Marcus. Connect takes high.
What I like in a game like this, though, is that, the Leafs hitters, they're not changing their game. They're still staying the same way. They're having good at-bats.
2-1. A called strike 2-2. Oh, Tyler Susi needs to make a pitch here for the Brantford Red Sox. You leave something over the plate here to Marcus Connect. You're playing with fire, but Marcus Connect, if you make the right pitch, he could chase the low breaking ball. The 2-2. Called strike 3. Tyler Susi is able to find the strike zone right at the bottom, and he gets the strikeout of Connect, and it's a 1-run ball game. And maybe it doesn't seem that exciting because the Maple Leafs scored 3 in the inning, but that was a big punch out. Susi bared down when he needed it most. The Leafs lead by 1. We've still got 3 innings to go here at Christie Pitts. Back here at Dominico Field, Luis Florentino into the game for the Maple Leafs. His first pitch outside. If the Toronto Maple Leafs had an ace up their sleeve, Luis Florentino would be that guy. He's been the closing pitcher for the Maple Leafs this season. And if anyone's going to come out and work another scoreless inning, you'd have to think it would be this guy. Justin Mara described his fastball as heavy. Jeremy Villa getting his second at-bat. He's hitting .202 on the season for the Red Sox. Swings and misses at that pitch from Florentino. One and two on Villa. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Florentino blew it by him. First out of the top of the 7th.
Well, it's going to be a big ass. A 3-inning save is what it might have to look like for Luis Florentino.
Which you think is pretty unlikely. The Maple Leafs are cycling through pitchers. Florentino, they tried to start him at the beginning of the season. It didn't go poorly, but they found that his best asset to them would be a late inning reliever, just a guy that they can count on to lock things down. A pitch low and outside from Florentino. The 2-0. That's a strike on the outer half.
Florentino, a pitcher that works fairly quickly. He has great movement on all of his pitches, and it's going to be really interesting to see, how long he goes here. But really, just one of the most exciting pitchers we've seen in a Leafs uniform.
Misses low with that pitch, and the count's now 3-1. Defensive replacement for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Luca Boscarino is into the game. He replaces Marcus Connect in right field. The 3-1 pitch. Fouled off. Jacob Cantor, who's at the dish now, has had another good night at the plate. 2 for 3.
3 RBIs. He had that big 3-run shot all the way back in the 4th. And really, at the time, that was what projected the Brantford Red Sox ahead in the game.
3-2. Fouled off again. Cantor stays alive. That was Cantor's first home run in his Intercounty Baseball League career. He's now got 8 RBIs in that young career as well. Lucas Bateman is the batter on deck. The 3-2 to Cantor, and he got him. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts for Luis Florentino.
Yeah, he just elects to go back to the high heat once more, and I mean, just a great pitch from Florentino. Gets him chasing, and it's just a really good job out of the bullpen here.
Next up, Lucas Bateman to try and get something going against Florentino. Up high, ball 1. Bateman is 1 for 2. There have only been 3 batters in this ball game. 4 batters in this ball game, if you include Marcus Connect, that haven't got a hit yet today on either side. This one popped up on the infield. Dan Mara backpedaling, makes the catch. A 1-2-3 dominant inning from the Toronto Maple Leafs big bullpen arm, Luis Florentino. And that'll do it for the Brantford Red Sox in the 7th. The Leafs lead by 1, 14-13. back here in the bottom of the 7th. 14-13 lead for the Maple Leafs. This one's fouled off on the first pitch by Dei Banning.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anybody in the bullpen warming up, so I would assume that Florentino gets at least one more inning here. And then it's a question of who takes on the 9th.
The 1-0 to Dei Banning. Or maybe it's just Florentino until he can't go anymore, because this is an important game for the Maple Leafs. It's even more important because Guelph has won. Guelph has just won the ball game against the Kitchener Panthers.
And again, if the Maple Leafs are able to win this ball game, it puts more pressure on the side of the Kitchener Panthers. I think it would, if they win, I think it would be mathematically impossible.
Yeah, you're right. Strike 3. Here's the throw. In time. What a play by Lucas Bateman. Oh, man, to block that baseball, he blocked it enough so he had a chance to go get it. And then when he did, that was where he really made a spectacular play. So now Justin Mara at the dish. Here's the 0-1. Mara takes low. The 1-1. Justin Mara ahead in the count.
Yeah, I wonder if you know, the Maple Leafs have anybody down there telling them about the Kitchener game and if that alters the pitching plan.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah, you know, if somebody informed them, hey, Guelph just won, Kitchener lost. If you guys win this, you clinch 7th. So, you know, maybe Florentino goes out there for the last 2. Not sure who else they would have in their bullpen, though. It looked like it was a short list. There is a couple guys down there.
I mean, Tyler Susi is working quite a bit here. 50 pitches in, facing Justin Mara. He's kind of finding something here in the 7th inning. The 3-2, strike 3 called. Yeah, you could tell that Susi was feeling it. 2 up, 2 down in the 7th. Tyler Susi, who has been up and down in this outing so far, he's given up some runs, is trying to work through the first scoreless inning of the ball game for Brantford in the 7th. First pitch to Dan Mara outside. Another one misses, 2-0. There's a strike. Tyler Susi had 3 chances to try and hit that spot. He did on the 3rd, 2-1.
I don't want to say anything, partner, but, you know, this could possibly be a 6 up, 6 down inning as a whole in this ball game.
Swing and a miss. There it is. The first 1-2-3 inning, the first scoreless inning worked by a Brantford Red Sox pitcher. It's Tyler Susi, and wow, what a job. Well over 50 pitches in. Now, can Brantford build on that as we head to the 8th here at Christie Pitts? Back here at Dominico Field, back on the mound, Luis Florentino for the Maple Leafs, who worked through a scoreless 1-2-3 inning with a couple strikeouts and a pop-out. Back in the 6th, Lucas Lefebvre is going to lead things off for the Brantford Red Sox. Not an easy task going up against Luis Florentino and the Maple Leafs, and now a blooper into the outfield coming in, and it's going to drop in front of Luca Boscarino. He wasn't able to get there in time. A perfectly placed ball by Lucas Lefebvre. And there's a runner on here in the bottom of the 7th.
Well, it'll be the most active man in the ball game, Graham Tebbett, coming up. He has quite literally been everywhere tonight.
Tebbett flares one towards the outfield, but this one's going to get foul. So the Guelph Royals just announced their first home playoff game. That will be game 2 of whatever their series ends up being. That's going to be on August 23rd. So that gives you kind of a sense of when the playoffs are going to start for the Maple Leafs. You know, maybe in 4 days' time, 5 days' time. So that, you know, by that logic, Luis Florentino could throw some pitches here. Maple Leafs might not need him for game 1 for a couple days. The 2-0 pitch. Runner goes. No throw from Javier. It was a good one to throw on, but man, it was a great jump by Lefebvre. 3-0 the count now on Graham Tebbett. Runner goes again. Throw down. Not in time. Florentino thought so. But another stolen base for Lefebvre. 3-1 the count now on Tebbett. Tying run at third. Infield in for the Leafs. Swing and a miss. It's strike 3. Big punch out for Luis Florentino.
It's a big out number 1 there for Florentino and the Leafs. But you got the tough part of the order coming up, number 1, 2, and 3.
Brody Black at the dish now. Can Florentino work out of this? Strike 1. Yeah, if you're Luis Florentino here, use that fastball. That's his best pitch. It stays on a plane. It's heavy.
Looks like Matt Brown might be getting the 9th.
Here's the 0-1. That one's outside.
Yeah, it all just depends, again, how Luis Florentino is feeling. I think that's the ultimate decision maker here. If he is good enough, if he feels confident enough to go the 9th, you give him the 9th.
The 1-1. Swing and a miss.
That is a heavy fastball.
Don't see any reason to use another pitch.
I've heard those words before.
From Justin Mara.
I was going to say from you.
Oh, from Justin Mara. From me. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. How about that? He's 1 out away from getting out of this.
What an unfortunate game it's kind of turned into for Brody Black. He was red hot to start the game, went 3 for 2, or 3 for 3, I should say. And his last 3 at-bats, 2 strikeouts looking, and that strikeout swinging. The Maple Leafs, they just adjusted to him, and, you know, credit to the pitchers. They figured him out.
Lucas Lefebvre still stuck at third base. Castaldo is creeping in at third. Tachioka at the dish. And he fouls it off to the left.
Tachioka has been causing chaos all game long here for the Maple Leafs. He hasn't scored, but it's been, you know, the soft hits. He had a sac fly back in the first, and he's just been running amok on the bases.
The 0-1. 0-2. Luis Florentino is looking dominant with that fastball. This is not an easy guy to strike out, though.
Brown has completely stopped throwing over in the Maple Leaf bullpen, by the way.
He's just sitting watching Luis Florentino to see if he can hold the lead. The 0-2. Got him! Florentino popped up. There was a runner on third with nobody out, and he stranded him there. In a 14-13 games, runs were coming from left, right, and center, but Florentino gets 3 punch-outs, and they were big ones. The Maple Leafs are going to hold on to the lead here in the bottom of the 8th. Well, we didn't know that we'd be talking about insurance runs in the bottom of the 8th inning when we saw how wacky and wild this game was going to be to start things out, but alas, a 1-run ball game, 2 scoreless innings in a row, and the Maple Leafs looking for some insurance. With Ben Sidorenios at the plate and back on the mound, Tyler Susi.
So I know I've said I've seen everything here at the ballpark tonight. If you look in right field, there's somebody juggling in the back. I have now seen everything
Nice.
at the ballpark.
Swing and a miss by Sidorenios, 1 and 2.
I think he's talented. I think he's juggling like 6 of them. Insurance would be massive here.
Tyler Susi gets a punch out to start the inning.
That is his 4th straight punch out.
Wow.
He went strikeout, swinging, strikeout, looking, strikeout, swinging, strikeout, looking. So if he follows pattern here, it should be another strikeout swinging.
He's feeling good.
He has looked amazing.
Through 2 and a 2/3. Hasn't been efficient. By no means has he been efficient. He's given up some runs. But, man, he's given Brantford a chance. If he can get through a scoreless inning here, they just need 1 in the 9th. That doesn't feel like the biggest deal when it's a 14-13 game.
And we've had about 9 lead changes.
Yeah. 1-0 to Mike Cicchetto. Swing is a high chopper, way up there. Cantor, throw to first in time to get Cicchetto. That's the 2nd out of the inning.
Yeah, probably 2 of the biggest innings. I mean, Brantford have just looked so good shutting things down. Susi he's gone 5 straight outs here.
Yeah, Mike Cicchetto is 1 for 4 now in the day, but he's had another good day at the plate. Drove in a run with a ground out. Had a huge 2 RBI single to give the Maple Leafs the lead. That is the one that's holding right now. And he had 2 hits against Brantford yesterday. That's a great way to go into the playoffs if you're Mike Cicchetto. Now Ryan Dos Santos at the top of the order has scored 3 runs today. A hit and 2 walks.
Every time he's got on base, he's scored.
The 0-1, Dos Santos takes high. John Javier is on deck, and he's had a wild night at the plate, too. 0 for 1 with 4 walks. A ball here, and Dos Santos has 47 on the season. Three and 1 now. Dos Santos rips it foul to the left. The 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Susi stays hot on the mound for the Brantford Red Sox. 2 straight, 1, 2, 3 scoreless innings. Unbelievable. And the Maple Leafs are coming up. It's Matt Brown coming into the game in the top of the 9th. Top of the 9th inning, 1-run lead for the Maple Leafs, and maybe the best hitter on the team, Christian Ortega, coming to the dish for the Brantford Red Sox. The number 3 hitter, Matt Brown, into the game for the Maple Leafs. An ERA of 4.71 on the season and 21 innings pitched. Here's the 0-1. Ortega fouls it off, and it's 0-2.
Who would have thought the high-stakes game, the 14-13 game that we've had here, would come down to a 1-run lead in the 9th?
Brantford Red Sox will travel out to play the Welland Jackfish in Welland tomorrow. That'll close out their regular season. The 0-2. On the ground to first, stabbed by Mara, flips to Brown. What a play. One away.
And that's a big play because of how dangerous Ortega is. He hammered that ball, and Mara got enough of the glove to stop it and makes a great toss over to Brown.
Justin Mara has been excellent over there at first base for the Maple Leafs. You know, even just one of the plays that he made that wasn't made, if he didn't make it, this could be a tie ball game or maybe a Brantford Red Sox lead. This one on the ground, just foul. Cassidy Watt nearly was able to keep that one fair inside the line. Matt Brown, a big imposing presence out there for the Maple Leafs. 6'4", 240 pounds. Hailing out of Oakville, Ontario. The 0-1, swung on and missed. Brown last pitched against the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, who went an inning and 2/3 scoreless. Didn't give up a hit over that stretch either. It's the 0-2 to Watt. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A 3-pitch strikeout for Matt Brown.
And how about this for Matt Brown? Looking like this, just before the playoffs, you could cement yourself to get some serious work done come postseason time.
Cassidy Watt at the dish now. The final hope here for Brantford. Or Jeremy Villa, I should say. And it counts 0-1. Strike 2. Red Sox down to their final strike. Toronto Maple Leafs trying to clinch 7th in the Intercounty Baseball League. Brown's pitch swung on and missed, strike 3. The Maple Leafs win a back and forth barn burner. The final score 14-13 here at Christie Pitts, and that is how they close out their regular season.
That is a massive victory for the Maple Leafs at home. You end the season on a high note. You get a win in one of the longest games we have seen here at Dominico Field. You also clinch yourself 7th place in the IBL.
Yeah, it's worth noting in that 9th inning, too. That was 9 pitches, 2 strikeouts. The only thing staving off the immaculate inning was Ortega on the putout to Justin Mara. Matt Brown looked great. It actually came down to a pitching performance when it was all said and done. Tyler Susi was fantastic to finish things out on the side of the Brantford Red Sox, kept the lead, gave Brantford a chance right down to the end. And then Luis Florentino and Matt Brown lock it down. A great news on the pitching front.
Yeah, I love that the pitching came through in big moments, but just overall, what a game it was for the Maple Leafs. I mean, they played sensational. And, you know, they're riding a lot of momentum going into the playoffs, and I think this is a good sign for them going forward.
3 different Maple Leafs had RBIs today. Jordan Castaldo had 8 of them in a 14-13 win for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Unbelievable. That does it for us here in the regular season from Christie Pitts, for myself, Thomas West, and Zach Benoit. We'll see you in the playoffs.